Okay.
Fair.
But the next time you
My
send
character's of two minds.
the next time you send a sending out to the Ice King, Mortar is going to use his telepathic intrusion to make sure that nothing gets through.
Oh, okay. No, you know what? You're a coward. You should absolutely make moaning sex noises in the background of it. Come on now.
I can do if you want
Then
me
do
to.
it.
Okay.
Mortar, you
Oh.
lost your mental intrusion ability. I know that Harlan doesn't know that, but you lost that ability when we changed how the subclass works.
Oh, okay.
So what I'm hearing is you can't do that, eh?
No.
Okay, I'll just shoot your sending stone then. I mean,
Oh,
you know, whatever works.
That'll be fun. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Crabby D&D. I am here with my players, Beau,
Hello.
Ellie,
Hi.
Kirv,
Hiya.
Mortar,
Hello.
Romulus,
Hello.
and Vinny.
Hello.
Right. It has been a relatively hot day today. Cooler than yesterday, thankfully, but it has still been a hot day. So if the players seem a little bit slow, it's because their brains might be melting like ice cream at the moment. Mine included,
So
in that
delicious.
it's not just me, or it's not just them, but, you know, I thought I'd just add a quick disclaimer in case, you know, the players do something dumb. Players never do anything dumb. Never.
No, we are always smart and intelligent individuals.
Yes,
Who have
yes,
never
indeed.
made a mistake in our life.
I don't.
Yep, never. Nope, never made a mistake. So, let us begin. Hello, everyone. After having a lovely nap in this scorching weather, I think I'm in a rather nice mood at the moment. So let's remind ourselves of what happened last time and change that. In our previous session, the party of adventurers, Beau, Ellie, Kirv, Mortar, Romulus, and Vinny, spent some time chilling out, hanging out, cooking, cleaning, and asking Azera various bits and pieces about divination and history from his perspective. With various insights being handed out, a rather interesting earworm revelation was dropped, and now we return to that moment in time. So, if I remember correctly, Mortar, Kirv, and Ellie stand in the doorway after this is heard. Oh no, Mortar, Kirv, and Vinny stand in the doorway. The rest of you in the room beyond, Beau, otherwise playing solitaire with Filch and Eugene, and Romulus finishing cleaning up everything and just waiting patiently. There is a moment of concern as Azera mentioned something which catches a few of you off guard. I mean, all of you bar Beau have these worms in your head.
How do you know this?
Well,
What do you mean, how do you know this? Ellie, you know this? I have a worm in my
I
head.
don't know this. I'm just curious. Like, how does he know that there's a worm in my head? Because I hadn't noticed.
Well, that wasn't my
It's not-
fucking first thought. Oh,
It's not
how
the
do
first
you
time I've
know?
had worms.
My thought is... What?
It's more if
I would
they've got a
assume.
way-
Okay.
My fear is if we've got a way to identify they're there, they might be able to track them down and get rid of them.
I mean, that is the plan with Vinny's. Isabel can sense that they're there. After meeting with Vinny's one, she's been kind of tracking and inciting this. Much like how I know how your creature in your arm tried to invade my mind, Isabel is a mental support, and she's able to detect these sorts of influences. It's part of her role in my job, and detecting the fact that all of you seem to have some form of worm in your head, although from what I can tell, they're more echoes than an original.
You gave us worms and you go,
Well, there's no way to know. If seeing this creature would have given you worms, it would have given me or Isabel this. So
And you're
when
confident that you don't have worms.
I'm confident as such, Isabel detected all of yours, and she hasn't even interacted with you yet, Romulus.
Well, that's fun.
I assume Isabel can't tell how old these echoes are.
Maybe with some time, I can concentrate on that tonight and see if I get any further insights. But otherwise, no, I can't say so.
Kirv is in the corner of the room, dry retching.
Also, I was just kind of gently patting her back as she's doing that.
Why does it have to be worms?
Yeah, I tried
they're not
that.
so
It doesn't
bad.
work, I'm afraid.
Wee woo.
Agree more.
Wee woo.
Hush.
Fucking material plane.
And their wee woos.
That's just my internal monologue now that I've heard about the worms.
It is alarming, I will admit.
Haha.
Just
These
there's a
worms
second
are
after image
alarming.
of Romulus just zooming away, just horrified, with alarm bells swinging over his head.
Worms keep on invading my mind.
I
I wonder what other horrors we will soon find.
You're not helping,
Do-do.
Romulus.
This is how
You
I
know-
cope with the
you know-
worms.
I can't deny it. I don't know if I can hold much more in my head. Like, there's a creature, there's the worms.
Yeah,
Me.
seconded. It's getting a bit crowded up here.
Why isn't the creature eating it anyway?
Ugh.
Poke it in the eye. Come
Maybe
on!
it's
Okay, I'm gonna move your-
worm- Maybe it's like
Okay,
an
I'm gonna move your
Ouroboros
hair out of your
situation.
face.
How many worms would you need to eat all of? Maybe we can put all of our worms into Cat, and then the worms can fight Cat's monster. And it doesn't quite fix the problem, but it does, keep it managed. Like two
I'm willing to
invasive
try that.
species keeping each other in trap.
Hey, no. Besides, my monster isn't... the worm's in me. I would have thought the monster would have eaten it by now, or killed it, or done something with it. I mean, surely. The worm can't be that powerful. Right? Stop my...
I mean, we don't really know for certain.
True. Huh.
I mean,
I
you
mean-
guys fought it that one time and it didn't go very well, so...
Yeah, we didn't have any of our weapons then, though.
True. Yeah, I don't
mean-
know. The worm's more of a, memory thing, whereas the creature's more of a soul thing. Maybe those are different. Maybe
Oh,
that's why they
right.
can...
Coexist. I hope they don't team up.
Unless-
That's gonna end badly.
I was gonna say, unless they're making like an agreement or something,
Hmm.
writing up papers.
This is fucking crazy.
Don't talk. You're just gonna encourage more retching.
That's the last thing I need.
Well-
The power team, Wormy and Slime.
The worm and the goo. Name a more iconic duo.
Fuck.
Isn't that similar to the birds and the bees?
Oh
Hopefully
no.
not. I do not want to know what they're gonna create.
What, the birds and the bees?
Abomination.
No, the worms and
The
the
worm and the goo.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I don't have much. My... After thinking for a moment, Vinny's going to pull out the bag of holding. Bit of a long shot. I don't suppose. There's
Kirv's
any
going to
worms
grab
in
the
here,
bag
right?
to use as a sick bag. Thanks, Vinny.
Kirv,
Okay.
you do know what that is, right?
So
Were you not
no.
offering this to me? It's the least you could do. You gave me a fucking worm, Vinny. You're on thin ice, Vinny. I thought we were cool.
You're going to be on even thinner ice once Kay turns back.
Oh my
I would seriously recommend you don't throw up in his mouth because he will return the favor.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah,
We Zera's got
will.
a weird. Zera's got a weird water demon in his cupboard. We can direct it in there, and Mortar will direct Kirv towards where the toilet was, so that way she can puke on
Oh,
the
the
thing that
shower.
offended him. Yeah.
There is a
Uh-huh.
there is a toilet in there. It'll be easier and easier
Thank you,
to clean.
Zera. You're the best.
You're welcome.
Okay. So we've all got worms. That's cool. None of us really know how to deal with that.
I understand
do
that
too
for
many
normal
ways.
worms, there's a pill. So perhaps we need to take a mind pill.
I mean, they are curses to a
Like a
degree.
lobotomy.
Curses to a degree.
Yes.
I'll get out my little notebook with things. I have a cleanse rune, and casting it at this level, I believe it'd clear curses. Do you reckon that would work?
I mean, we can give it a go.
Have you got the spell points to do that currently? Because
Oh,
if
it's
we're
a
going
6th
to-
level spell. I don't.
Okay, then we need to go the fuck to sleep, deal with the ritual shit, and then we can deal with the worms. There, to my knowledge, or to your knowledge, do these worms appear to be an imminent threat to us?
No, I mean... Do you know how long you've had them?
Oh, I can take a guess.
Then, if you
Probably from the last time we were inside Vinny's mind.
Well, I'll be able to confirm or deny that soon enough once I've gotten some information on that. I mean, we'll have to see, because if so, then I imagine that Isabel will be affected by it soon. But we'll have to see.
Right. Well, Romulus,
Either
did you
way-
have anything you wanted to ask?
Oh, yes. I need to ask you some questions. Specifically, divination-related questions.
All right. Does that mean that we're
First,
done with going through the details of this worm?
oh,
Right.
if you have more details on the worm, you
Oh,
are more than welcome
no,
to
I
share
was
the
just
worm.
going to answer any questions that I could.
Oh, does anyone have any questions about the worm?
My only question was whether you could sense one in K, but
Um,
I'll hold up the bag of holding again.
as it stands, I can't. I thought that was an object, so I'm not certain. Is that a person in there?
I
There was.
don't know.
Hmm.
As I say, it was a bit of a long shot. But if you said definitely yes, that would have told us something, so figured I'd ask.
Right. Well, I can't sense anything, so I guess that's a good thing.
Sure, let's go with that. Right. That was my only question.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. I don't know how to help more with this.
It's fine.
Well, I mean, I've been
might have
told I
something.
need to go in and I've been told I need to go in and kill some psionic creatures and shit. If this is one of them, why don't we just jump in and deal with it, and then hopefully the rest will just die out.
Well, I need to prepare a ritual so that you can all do that. I already discussed that with Vinny, that I'll be preparing a ritual, but it'll take time. So it's not something I think we can do now. If you have a method of getting in there, then you can, but I don't know what state it'll be. I mean, you said last time it didn't go so well?
How did we do it last time?
I cast Detect Thoughts and then pushed in.
Yeah.
And then some of you tagged along with the use of Cychania, but Cychania's broken, so I can't get you in there.
Okay.
Well, for that reason and more, we should focus on completing your trial, Ellie.
Yeah.
I know this is worrying, but I do still think that what we've got going on at the moment needs to be the priority.
That's fair. We're also very tapped at the moment, and
Exactly.
okay. Well, if Romulus is going to do his thing with Azera, Vinny, before we all go to bed, I've got a couple of things I want to try with you in regards to Carvern.
All right. Just say the word.
Cool. And, Chris, pick up on that. Who do you want to do first?
We'll deal with Harlan's, or Romulus's stuff first. So, Azera otherwise goes into his room and sits down and goes, so what exactly was it you wanted to ask? As you're up now?
I would be inclined to ask, first of all, from your own knowledge, what do you know about the Undying Lord?
Can't say it's a name or a title I recognize. If it's a deity or religious avatar of some form, then I can't say I know it at all, and therefore it probably wasn't around during my time. If it's more of a historical figure or a title, then it's been invented or put in place since my incarceration. Or since my
Right.
stasis, so in the last several hundred years, perhaps. Which isn't much, given that most elven individuals can live that long.
Well, the Undying Lord is an individual, a power of the Beastlands. I assume the Beastlands existed to some degree in your time.
What? We probably had a different name, but...
Where the Minotaurs and the Centaurs and the Shifters and what have you lived.
I mean, they lived everywhere.
Oh, well, that's nice. Did they have like a homeland, or?
They tended to live northeast of Zakers, off in what was the Mesa at the time, if it's still a Mesa. It was known as the Grand Mesa back during my time, extended all the way to the ocean.
Is it still a Mesa?
It's a Shattered Stone Mesa now.
No, that's a
Oh.
different Mesa.
Oh, different Mesa.
So, go ahead and roll me a history or nature check.
I assume that's me.
Yes, both of you two, because you would be the ones who would probably know this information.
History.
Oh boy.
Nature. What am I better at? History is 8. Nature is 8. Okay.
I think I'm just as bad at both of them. I'm gonna go for nature because that feels like a more me thing to know.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, and history, and I got 16.
Not
Was that
Oh, no,
that
no,
was I saw it. I saw it.
Ah,
You're
oh,
all right. I
panicking.
saw it. I saw it. Do not worry. So, as you're
I think my
trying to...
system's lagging a bit.
No, that's all right. As you are kind of thinking about it, Ellie, you're not entirely sure what it is. You know that there's the Shattered Stones Mesa, and you know that there's the Topaz Slopes that's to the east of the Amber Port. But other than that, you're not sure. Romulus, you've stood on the mountains of the Gravecap Spires. You've been to the Stonehold Keep. You've been quite far east compared to the rest of your party. As you're kind of thinking about it, you remember that there being a mention of a mesa also known as the Skydrop Delta. A series of dips and grooves, cracks in the earth, and massive rises of these mesa-like structures that would almost resemble mountains if it weren't for their smooth, almost, in some cases, formulaic look of like old, almost like a basalt nature. Very formulaic, very strange in their natural formation. And although you've never been there, you know of its existence. And you also know of the sun-sung sands to the north of that, which may be what they're referring to as part of the mesa and desert combination. And for reference, that is east of the Topaz Slopes. So you're looking at probably a 2-month journey off to northeast of here. Did you catch that, Harlan?
Sorry, I was muted. Please
all right.
repeat.
That's all right. So northeast of here, there was the Skydrop Delta, and there is the sun-sung sands, which is what you believe they're referring to.
Right. The Sun-Sung Sands and the Skydrop Delta, I think I said those right, were where I believe you would be referring to now. So I suspect the mesa has somewhat changed.
The Delta sounds about right, though. If you've ever been there, have you ever been to any of the old buildings or temples or anything in that area?
Chris, that is a question for you. I did
You've
travel
never been
around.
there.
We established that, but okay.
You've never been that far.
I'm
None of
afraid
your
I never
party
went
have.
that far.
That's all right. Well, that is what I know where most of them reside. It's a bit
Where
crude
would
to be calling it the Beastlands, isn't it?
Well, I mean,
I can understand the resemblance, but it seems a bit crude.
hey now. It is called that, right? I'm not going crazy,
Yeah,
Chris.
no, it is
No,
called.
it
It is
is.
called that.
Look, I don't know whether it's just a translation or... I think probably we just kind of wanted to own it after, you know, all the jokes. But, who can say?
Fair enough.
Anyhow, the Undying Lord essentially is a powerhouse, one who I believe was present during the atrocities. Which I know obviously is quite a different timeline to yourself, but at least it does
Yes.
mean we're narrowing down the period.
Yes, means he probably didn't exist before then. Assuming it is a he.
Indeed. Long story short, he was powerful enough to be considered a national weapon more so than an individual. And, well, he carries the name Undying Lord for a reason.
Right.
The reason I ask is that myself and my siblings are engaged in a competition of sorts to succeed this individual. And I'll be honest, I was not raised for this. I objectively was raised for this, but I was not raised aware of it. I was not training for this or planning for this.
Right.
And frankly, I need whatever help I can get.
Understood.
The Undying Lord does not rule the Beastlands by any merit. However, they are a necessary power to be present to ensure safety and order. Were there to be a civil war or a fractious situation amongst the Beastlands, the Undying Lord could be the weight that tips the scale back to balance. Also, if there were a threat like the atrocities again, it is arguably only the Undying Lord that could intervene. I am concerned about what would happen if certain members of my family were to succeed that position. And I am more concerned by what it means the current state of affairs is, if this is indeed, whatever the reason is that the Undying Lord is looking to abdicate, suggests that perhaps the position is not stable at this point in time. So I would rather it be resolved.
Right. Okay. So, you're looking for aid in this, then? You know, figuring out a way to beat your siblings to it?
Each of us has been given a piece of a whole. We call them pieces. I need to locate the other pieces and unite them in order to be within a fighting chance. I have interacted with some of my other siblings, but I do not have any piece other than my own.
Right.
And I would much rather have them than have one of my siblings who has a large number of them come to me, as they do appear to have some sort of potential support as more of them are gathered.
Okay. So what specifically do you need me to do? I guess is the best question.
Right.
Do you need me to tell you where they are?
Please, could you try and locate either my siblings, whoever they are and wherever they are, in any region, even if it's just a direction to head in, or, if possible, I would like to determine which ones of them have these pieces. I think at this point, Romulus is going to take his piece out.
Okay.
Very carefully, of course, making sure to wipe it off.
Oh yes, because it's in the war crime dust bag.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, I can't look in on any of them today, as I don't have the scry ability, but I can get some information for you, as best I can.
That would be helpful.
Right. I'll prepare. Let's see what I can get. As Azera begins the ritual casting of this, the incense beginning to burn, the magic beginning to flow through the runes on his arms, the shifting of Isabel into place as she begins to prepare and draw the symbols and the almost strange runes that make up the language that is taking place before it consolidates. The writing is of many colours, kind of these flashes of colour as opposed to a smooth transition from one to another. And you can faintly hear... Actually, go ahead and make me a perception check.
Perception check.
Yes, please.
Oh boy. I loved me to perceive.
Do you have advantage on perceptions, or is it insight you have advantage on?
It's insight.
Okay.
However, suddenly, I decide to use my inspiration for no reason whatsoever.
Oh, natural one. How'd that happen?
Well,
Oh,
it's
God.
not a natural one.
This is true.
Oh, rough.
Okay.
That is a 7.
Okay. You are standing there and almost suspended in looking at this and watching this, and there is focus in your mind, and there is focus upon this. So much so that if there was something that did happen, you do not notice it. As you watch in this moment, the writing concludes, the runes are placed, and a piece of paper is handed to you that reads... Actually, do you want it to be sent to you privately, or should I put it in the group chat, like everyone else's?
I think sent to me privately. I will probably copy it over, but there are a couple members of my family where I might be inclined to just go, nope, let's not think about that, and deal with it later.
There you go. That is the piece of paper and what it says on it.
Ooh, give me a second to read through this.
Okay. As Azera kind of relaxes in that moment, beginning to wipe away kind of bits of sweat from his head, he, in that moment, just stands and just goes, hopefully that's helpful. If you need my help, I'm just going to go and grab a drink real quick. And he is just going to head into the kitchen, grab himself a drink, and during that meantime, while you have a think about that, Ellie and Vinny, as you move over to one section of the lounge, otherwise taking your seat, you can still hear the dry heaving of Kirv in the toilet. As Mortar's like, you got all of it yet? And then all of a sudden there's more.
Oh, okay. Yeah, moving your hair out the way. This is just a bad idea.
Yep. As you have your conversation with Vinny.
Right. Okay. So, I want to create scales based off of Treladex for Carvern. Oh, it's going to be a lot of work, and probably going to need the entire party to be involved with it, because this is hard. But there's multiple factors that I need to understand and master first. After talking to Tarscott, everything living has a natural wavelength, and if I'm going to be giving Carvern scales, I'm not too sure if I cast them or if Treladex gives them to her, her body might reject them because they'll be built to his wavelength. So I need to try and learn how to identify them, and then learn to adjust my magic to match them, which is where you come in. She stands over a thumb up.
Oof.
Oh, she does have a thumb, yeah.
Okay, you want to make use of my...
I not got a tentacle. I have. We're good.
You're looking to make use of my years of study into this matter, then?
No, more practical, because your magic is more based from here and probably closest to Carvern's natural. I mean, Kirv's from hell. Mortar, there's a lot going on with him. Romulus doesn't really have much magic.
I'm not smart.
So you're the only other caster really in the party that isn't being influenced by some other factor. So I was hoping you could help me.
Okay. Well, I'd be happy to.
Okay.
My magic, as
So-
you know, is quite improvised. I didn't
That's-
exactly study it in the same way that you did.
No, that's fine, but you still are adept at magic, so give me a minute and I'm gonna start ritual casting detect magic.
Okay.
And when I've done that, just stay still. I'm gonna see if I can see it, and I'll have a look. See if I could just naturally see it.
Roll me a perception check. If you aren't proficient in it, but you're proficient in Arcana, you can add your proficiency bonus to it.
Cool. What's my proficiency bonus?
+4.
4? Okay. Sweet. I need to add perceptions -1, so I've got +3 to this. 17. That's actually pretty good for me.
17. Okay. You have a look at Vinny, trying to perceive any wavelengths there at all. And as you begin to look, you can see almost, with the detect magic, you can see almost this haze around Vinny, but it's not defined. It's still almost like a chalk smear.
Do you have any spells that cover yourself, like mage armor or anything like that? That might highlight your magic?
I could try something like this, and I will cast Enhance Ability on myself.
Okay.
I suppose it doesn't really matter which form, but in this case it's going to be what is it? Cat's Agility
Okay.
for Dexterity.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a perception check with advantage now. The circumstances have changed.
Right. I have inspiration and I have Tides of Chaos, so desperate times. Okay, that's. Am I still adding the +4?
Yeah.
That's 19.
19. You look at Vinny, and although they have become more defined, you now note that there is a significant colour change, as if they have been influenced by his magic somehow, almost emboldening certain areas and causing others to dim. It's not quite what you had in mind.
Okay.
It's getting there. It's very close to being defined, but not quite, unfortunately.
So from that, would I guess if there was a different form of magic cast, it'll be easier? Could it be that it's this kind of magic that's influencing that change?
Possibly. It's one of those where... As you go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
Arcana. Oh, hang on. Oh, there we go. Right, that is a 19.
19. Although you're not necessarily versed in the understandings of the wavelengths in this manner, you look at Vinny, and you can see his natural wavelengths, which seem to be more kind of like these subtle shifts and changes to just between natural colours. But when he casts a spell, you watch as it almost seems to add a filter to it, as if changing the colour of it. Your understanding of that, and as you look at it, is that the magic is sticking itself over the top of it to a certain degree. Hold on, I just realised this. Hopefully that's not messing anything up. And it looks as though it's almost masking what it should be, somehow. as if there is another way with other magics it might work, but you're not entirely certain. This is a completely new area of expertise for you, and it's just going to require a bit of experimenting.
Okay. This seems to be altering your ability or you. So it's kind of hiding some of your natural energy. Do you have anything else that you can cover yourself with? I'm trying to think over what I've seen Vinny cast.
Okay, you said something like mage armor, right?
Something like mage armor, something that doesn't impact your abilities, so it doesn't enhance specific attributes of you, but something that highlights your natural existence, I suppose. So something that doesn't influence you and adjust you, but highlights you, I guess.
Okay, I have something I can try then. You may wish to step back.
Okay.
As I'm going to cast Fairy Fire on myself.
I assume you're going to be purposefully failing the save.
Yes, failing
Okay.
that on purpose.
As you kind of,
Good idea.
in this moment, as you kind of scatter the fairy fire over yourself, kind of applying this kind of layer of twinkling. Go ahead and roll me
Yes.
another perception, please, Ellie. And just please describe what your fairy fire looks like as you're casting it on yourself.
As it's sort of like blue purplish light, like a twilight over a dark sea, but brighter somehow, more intensified. It settles over the area, sticking to various objects and Vinny in the middle, intensifying as it does so, and then the spell itself fading, but the effect lingering on that which is affected. Right then, how's that for a highlight?
So what did you get for your final roll?
My final roll is...
So I saw you rolling multiple times.
Yeah, I've used my Tides of Chaos and my Inspiration.
You said it was an 11?
Yep.
Okay. You look at Vinny, and the complete opposite has happened in this instance. You can now see these clear threads that are coming off of Vinny, but they notably have no colour. As if this has helped with the this has helped with the definition, but it has masked what colour they might be. And as you're looking at them, there's a moment of almost concern that you can't tell which ones are Vinny's, although you know in this instance that all of them are.
Okay, what do I do in this situation? We know that magic's it's highlighted.
Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
Okay. That's not as good. That's like +8. So that's 15.
15? Okay. You're looking at this, and although the colour has become muted into a fact that you can't distinct what they are, you can see them now. Which means that you've either solved one half of the puzzle, or potentially you can find a workaround. I mean, in this moment, you could in theory cast a spell on Vinny using his wavelength to connect it to him, to have this kind of longer ritual connection to him in this manner. But you also know that if any other thing is there influencing it, whether that be another person, whether that be another creature, if anything else is part of this, you could accidentally pull their thread instead of Carvern's, if this were to be applied to a ritual purpose. which
Okay.
in this
I
instance
am
means you
going
need to find something that will work within the ritual without interfering with this.
Okay, I am going to approach. Now that I've got a rough idea of his wavelength and how it flows and how it moves, I am going to make an attempt to try and transfer some of my SP to Vinny. The
Okay.
same way as I'd cast, like, create a wand or something along them lines.
Okay.
Try and pump some of my SP into him.
How much?
I have 16.
Can I recommend a low amount?
What I will do is I will start at 2
Okay.
and but no, actually I'll start at 1. If that doesn't feel like that was enough, if it feels so like it fizzled out before it had the chance, I'll go up in like intervals of 2 and
Okay.
point.
Okay. You, in that moment, almost reach out, and with the detect magic, you manage to vaguely wrap a little bit of it around kind of your finger and begin to feel the influence over that thread of magic. As you pump a single point of SP down it, go ahead and roll me an intelligence check.
Intelligence check.
Yes. So this is just your intelligence
Okay.
modifier, no proficiency. This is something you are untrained in.
That's 16.
That's good. As you pump the SP towards Vinny, there's a moment where you feel as if the magic merges with yours before you feel it almost crumble and fade away. It seems like it wasn't quite enough to provide anything to Vinny, but it was received. You watch as Vinny visibly, like, there's a shiver that runs over his body, but it is present.
Okay, so it existed but wasn't enough. Okay, I'm gonna try again, but with 3 SP.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me another intelligence check.
1, 2, down to 15. No, not 115. 15. Bear with me.
That's why I do that with hit points all the time. It's alright.
Oh, honestly. Okay. Could I argue for the DC to be slightly lower as I've had 1 success?
Maybe.
Question mark?
Maybe.
Okay, well that is better anyway. It's an 18.
Okay. Which was good, because the DC went up because you were adding more SP to this. As you otherwise as you still got your finger wrapped in this kind of arcane wavelength, you pump 3 SP towards 3 SP towards Vinny. Vinny, recover 1 SP. As it seems to be half of what you're sending rounded down.
Hey.
Which, understandable.
Yeah. However, one thing that you do feel is this sudden shock of pain, not enough to damage you, as you feel like if you had failed, you would have still sent it, but taken 2 points of force damage.
Okay.
As in this moment, you have overcome that.
Feeling anything?
Yeah, not. I don't feel rested as such, but restored almost in some sense. I don't know. It
So
was
you
weird
received
though.
it?
What exactly did you do?
I just gave some of my magical power to you. I matched your wavelength. It worked! And she gets like excited and just hugs Vinny. We did it.
Okay, Vinny's gonna lay a hand on your shoulder. No, Ellie. You did it. Now, could you explain what exactly it is you did?
Okay, so my magic, all magic has like a signature. It's individual for every single person. You know, whether they can cast, whether they can't cast, everyone has a some degree of proficiency for magic, just because they're alive in the world. And I just matched your signature and gave you some of my power. I copied your wavelength, which gave you a stable version of my energy for you to use, which is what I need to do for Carvern. I need to get the scales to match her wavelength so her body doesn't reject them.
Okay, I think I get it. Okay, makes sense. It's gonna need to be quite a bit bigger, though, right? To give her enough power to like permanently regrow, or grow anew.
Well, yeah, there's gonna be. I mean, with the part of Carvern that happens, it's gonna be mixed amongst spells that are gonna be cast via me and Treladex. I am going to be essentially giving Treladex half of my spell slots to convert into, or to infuse with his energy to then create the scales, and then everyone's going to have a purpose. Romulus will then, as he casts, and you should gesture yourself. See, you know how I've got my Titan armor, which is infused with Terrador, and she points to the crystals. Well, Treladex will be casting that on Carvern, and he's going to make it in the form of scales. Then Romulus will cast Stone Rune to then give them some form of solidity to it. But I need to make sure when everything happens, because this is where it gets dangerous, is I need to damage, or I need to remove the top layer of skin because her nerves are dying off. So I need to remove the top layer of skin to expose the nerves so they can attach to the scales. She's still going in there. It's unhealthy. I think someone really needs to cast a healing spell on her at some point.
Guys, we need a bucket. Guys, we need a bucket. The toilet's overflowing.
Is
So
there a rushes over and you hear a flushing sound from the bathroom?
Oh, so there's gonna be lots of factors. Like, I'm gonna need Mortar to cast sort of counterspell because he needs to reduce the damage potentially. But the spell there's a lot of things to it, and I'll run through this with you before we obviously do the ritual because everyone needs to know what they're doing. But this was the part that I was going to struggle with because it was something I've never done before. Well, I've not done any of this before, but yeah. And Grandad's creating a thing that hopefully should stabilize the magic a little bit more. So when we can't do this ritual, there should be less risk. Should be. I can't rule out that there won't be risk.
Okay. Obviously, risk isn't good, but that's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, we all knew this wasn't going to be easy, right?
Yeah, 100%. That's it. But the nice thing with having everyone there is we're going to have healers on site, so if anyone takes damage during the ritual, the healers can keep people protected. So it is going to be, all of us are going to have to kind of play a part in this. This is something that is like advanced level magic, which I just don't have. So I've had to make do with what I can in a crazy ritual, and besides that, if this goes to plan, Carvern's going to become the first ever prismatic dragonborn.
Right, sorry, I've been thinking over my prophecy for a while now, and I just came back to prismatic dragonborn. What in the artsy fartsy crap is this?
your
Ellie
daughter's
is becoming a magic god.
your daughter's inventing a new race.
Oh, God. I
Okay.
was hoping
Tri-
she'd wait until after college. Oh.
Okay. Trilodex is a prismatic dragon when I've rebuilt his body. And she's going to be getting her scales from Trilodex, so essentially she'll have access to, possibly, depending on how this goes, most elements?
Jesus
Does,
fuck.
does this do anything to the guy inside your head? Does it make him more powerful?
No.
That's
No,
a
He's
if
out of-
anything, I think he'll probably just be
He's out of this.
confused.
He's probably just like, whatever, this doesn't affect me.
I mean, to be fair, I imagine they're thinking, damn, I picked the right host.
Yeah. True, yeah.
No, he's probably thinking, damn, I picked the wrong host. This one's creating life. I wanted something weak so I could break free.
Okay,
I want to break
we don't know all the details.
Well, I know he wants to get free. I know that much.
I want to break free.
Break free.
Okay, no. Chris, you have now given the true voice of the abomination.
I want to break free.
I cannot be dealing with that voice in my head for the rest of this campaign. I will actually lose my mind. I prefer the gasping and the drowning than the
Yeah, it
chipmunk
turns
in
out it
my
was
head.
just like that because you haven't eaten a lozenge in so long.
I
Well,
mean,
I
he was
refuse
in
to
prison
feed it.
for who knows how long.
Yeah.
Or more
I know,
accurately,
give it water.
maybe that's his smoker voice. You just haven't given him a cigarette in so long.
Oh no, it's over. But
It's gonna be
so
Beau's
yeah,
best friend.
that's my plan. It's convoluted. It's a little bit chaotic, but it's solid.
Okay, well, it seems to be working so far, at least.
Hmm.
You were able to
Oh.
charge me up, if only a little.
Yeah, I don't want to push it too much, 'cause I don't know what my magic does in this place, especially so close to a ley line. The last thing I want is to blow this entire room up. You know. So,
That's fair.
Huh. Sorry, just Ellie, is every part of you corrupted currently? Or is it just the arm stuff? Arm and leg stuff?
as
That's
we're
a big
getting ready
question.
for as we're getting ready for bed, like she'll like take the main part of the cloak off, and she'll be like, no. And you see, like, most of her torso has gone. Down by her waist is also pretty much gone and corrupted. There's massive
Okay.
lumps of her tops of her legs missing on the back of her legs. Obviously, her back legs. There's a lot of her missing.
We really hope this ritual goes well. I've got a bit of a weird question for you.
They're just standing in the kitchen drinking some water at the moment while you're all having this conversation.
Is your tail one of the parts of you that has been physically corrupted by the abomination?
Hang on.
Needs to go check out.
No. Yeah, I'm like, hang on. What stage are we at here? Okay, it's previous. After that, no, there was just black streaks in it. Like
All
a hair.
right. If it's all right with you, I would like to take some of the purely you threads of hair, because you know this staff we're working on for you.
Yeah.
It might not be a bad idea if we were to combine in some of your original essence, as it were, to try and make this something harder to corrupt by the abomination, and also potentially give you something to call back on.
Okay, I'll just lean back. Well, I'll.
Do you want me to pluck or do you want me to clip?
Just pluck some. Just
Alright.
looking at all the spines. There's too much here for me to try and get round.
Okay. I'm just going to pluck whichever hairs seem entirely uncorrupted. Not all of them, obviously, just enough to weave together to create a thin sort of core that I could feasibly seal inside the staff that I'm making.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a perception or investigation check of your choice.
I would love to do perception because I'm better at that.
Okay.
Can I help him because I can say the pink? No, that not that one. The pink
Can you
one
see
there.
them feasibly well? So here's a question: as a centaur,
I
are you
can
able to
see them,
twist
I
your
can't-
body enough to look back far enough?
I
Yeah,
would
'cause you can
say because
twist
you've
a
got the
bed
torso,
body and a head does
like you
turn.
can twist the torso and the head, and also the horse body can curve a little. So I think you could probably just about manage it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, she can
she
definitely
can't
do that.
reach
It was
back
just
there, but I think she could
it's
probably
just the
see.
spines
Yeah.
are in the way for me to reach.
Okay.
Or can you
But-
see through Jeff's eyes?
Or I could just see through Jeff's eyes. That's actually a solid call because he's on my back anyway.
Okay. You begin
Mhm.
looking through Jeff's eyes, and there's an immediate moment where you're suddenly watching the solitaire game with great interest, and there's like these lines and math symbols, and then they just disappear.
Oh. Okay, Jeff, I need you to look at my tail
Jeff hops
with
down
Romulus.
and shoves his head into your tail.
Aww.
Romulus, if you could just put him on your shoulder.
Okay, I just physically pick him up and put him on my shoulder.
Okay. He sits on
Alright,
your shoulder.
Excellent. Look now, I just move his head so it's pointing in the right direction. There
Okay.
we go. And now can I roll with advantage?
Yeah, you can roll with advantage.
Fuck's sake. It was hard work trying to give him help action. Damn.
That is a 22.
Okay. You go through, you carefully pluck a number of hairs that are uncorrupted, and you're fairly certain that all of these are uncorrupted in such a way that you're not going to end up with a weird corrupted staff after this.
Excellent. And I'm just going to carefully wrap those up in a little oilskin cloth and
Mhm.
put it in one of my pouches, ready to be woven together into a thread to act as a core for this staff, theoretically.
Okay.
It's not necessarily going to be perfect, or it may just need to be sort of tied around it and then sealed in with resin. But, you know, I feel like this is something that could be useful, that could theoretically be added to it to try and get the effect we're wanting from it.
That's fine. Okay.
Alright. Well, I'm done. If anyone else has got anything to do, I'm actually ready for this long rest.
What's Beau up to?
Still playing cards.
Yep. He's still playing cards, playing solitaire with Filch and Eugene. Filch
Yeah.
is quite happily enjoying a cigarette and has begun betting random things he can find around the apartment.
Of soul.
Not yet, but it is potentially up for grabs. Although Mortar currently has it.
Well,
apparently.
technically my boss owns it, but
Technically my boss
no,
owns
that's
it,
the
but sorry.
heart.
Aw.
no.
Not the soul though. Good to know. Mortar has to go and fight
do you mean,
the
good to
Lord
know?
of Crows for it.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how that goes.
Yeah, you got this.
Yeah, you got this. You'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll cherry on, mate. You'll be alright.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fire from the sidelines.
Oh,
Hey! Okay, so
dance, monkey, dance.
as Kirv finishes dry heaving, as Mortar flush the toilet one final time, and I guess with that, the party begins to bunker down for a rest.
Damn, we
Okay.
did it, guys.
Hell yeah.
We actually got there. Holy hell!
Azera goes to his room, and throughout the night you otherwise see that through the wall of force there is a gentle glow of purple from the interior of the room. But outside of that, you don't necessarily know what's going on. Okay, were you going to be taking watches or just going to sleep? This is what would be considered a safe space, so you don't have to go for watches if you don't want to, but if you would like to, you can.
Yeah, I'll go for a watch. Why not?
I was going to say, I feel like Beau would just stay up anyway, especially for the first part.
Okay.
I will stay up for the first one and carry on writing notes on the success of what I've just had with Vinny.
Okay.
It's not really a watch; it's more of a I can carry on existing.
Using some of the late hours to finish what you're doing. Okay. So, Beau stays up chilling. Ellie stays up writing notes. Who would be getting up early in the morning? I imagine it would be Romulus and one other, if anyone.
Correct.
Get up early to keep you company.
Yeah.
I
So,
am very down with that.
so Vinny and Romulus getting up early to help with breakfast and sorting other stuff out. And then, Kirv and Mortar, did you want to get up during the night and have a watch, or were you going to just rest through? Actually, no.
Kirv still has a
Kirv still
fatigue.
has a point of exhaustion, so she
Yeah,
can't.
so she's gonna
Yeah, so-
sleep.
Shit, yeah, so do I actually. Sorry, I can't help you.
Mortar will
Fine.
have a watch on his own.
Just to confirm, I can now regen all of my resources.
Correct. Everybody can finally take a long rest.
Whoa!
Okay.
Oh,
Finally.
I
What a
feel like I
life.
just won D&D.
Okay.
Oh.
Feels like it, huh? And Romulus, were you going to be keeping the thing to yourself, or were you going to be sending it to the group? Just as a clarification.
I say what?
The piece of paper you were given,
The prophecy.
the prophecy.
Oh, right. Yes, shit. I completely forgot about that.
You can share it if you want to. I just want to know if you will before the
9 remain
rest.
from 20. Well, shit. Scattered and distant. Well, that's good. A skull atop a throne of coin and smoke. That's my mum, probably. The bottomless begins to fill with blood and ash. That's my asshole siblings. Okay, so she's alive. Skit
And ash.
et, which is the clock ticks backwards,
No.
which is super cool.
I hate that Ash keeps on coming up, Chris.
Why?
You know why. It's ominous.
Are you also still recovering from Pokemon 2000?
That's when I was born.
Suddenly everybody in the party ages like 10 years.
So, no.
Dry
No,
reaction,
I'm not
that's it, no.
actually. In
No,
my head,
I'm
you said, in my head, you said that, and my first thought was, "Wow, you're 21," and then I'm like, "No."
It was my 25th birthday last week.
Old. I say that I'm older than you, and I'm going to
Yes.
be even older soon.
No, I'm hung up on the Ash thing because there's going to be a fucking war of ashes. It's quite high on Kirv's list right now.
I'm afraid that ashes are a must. Must ashes. Just Romulus just walks out to us, and somehow the Seinfeld theme is playing.
I think I'm missing something.
You mustache a question.
Ah.
Yes, it was a pun.
Wonderful.
In
Seinfeld?
order. Oh, that's just because I think it sounds funny.
So, as you all complete your long rest, during the first watch, while Ellie's staying up writing, and Beau, you're just kind of staying up out of habit, Filch and Eugene have to go to bed, and they settle down. Although Filch does have one last cigarette and does take a big swig from your decanter of endless whiskey, before falling to sleep. Probably going to wake up with a hangover. That's all right. You're
My
sat
familiars
there.
are useless.
You're sat there playing solitaire, and you're eventually joined by a Jeff who sits down on the table and just stares at the cards. And you watch as there's a point where he flips one of the cards over, and that's all he does.
Oh.
Oh, this is going to be a long night.
Oh,
And
my
Ellie,
God.
you were going to, as you attempt to cast Sending,
The souls are with me, so I'm hoping that might receive them.
you cast Sending. What do you say?
I'm just currently working that out now. That's why I didn't think.
You can't just say, I'm going to cast Sending, and then not have a message ready.
No, I know.
Sent that message a whole
I'm
2 minutes
halfway
before
through
I said
the
that.
quest. Through the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19. Yeah, cool. Well, that'll do. So respectively, it'll be the mum and dad part, but whatever. So it's Mum, I'm glad I freed you. I will save you. I am working on it at the moment. I'm halfway through the quest, I believe. I love you. And she'll say the same thing to her dad, but replace the mum with dad.
Okay. You...
Yes, if I save you, can we set back my bedtime?
No.
I mean, if there's going to be any time you
Make a
Ellie
deal.
can, trying to make a deal.
Uncle
I
Romulus has
speak for
already
breakfast.
started giving me alcohol. I'm surprisingly too.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, I actually need to go to my make a quick amendment to the session introduction. You are now 1 day closer to being no longer immune to alcohol. Just 20 days to go, and then all of that catches up with you.
What?
What? So, as you send the message to your mum, there is no reply. As you send the message to your dad, thank you.
That's it.
That's it. You
Deadbeat.
get the answer, but there is almost
Was that his voice?
It was. There is an extended portion of this where you feel as though there are more words to come, but nothing gets said. And then eventually the spell ends. As if there was more that wanted to be said, but couldn't.
Okay. Now that's... Beau sees Ellie just jump up, bolt upright, drops her pen, the book, ink everywhere. Yes.
You okay?
I heard from my dad.
It's nice.
We just see sort of like
Beau with
Ellie
no
almost
context. That's nice.
almost sort of like tiptoe dancing around the room, trying not to think, but really happy.
I'm guessing you heard some good news.
So, do you remember when we, everyone was in the... When my granddad did something and everyone was having an input? When we first met him?
Yeah.
It connected everyone to... Yeah. I was fighting the creature, and the creature had stolen my parents' souls? And I've not been able to contact them, or even know if they're okay. My dad just replied. He's alive. His soul's still alive. My mum's is damaged, but his soul's still alive. That's amazing.
Sounds like time for a drink.
Oh, fuck yeah.
It's like, why not? Okay, and she'll go over and she'll try it. The last one
Oh,
tasted
man.
icky, but maybe
Yep.
this is different.
I'll
Okay.
hand you the whiskey flask.
All right, go ahead and give me a d20 roll. High is good, you like it. Low is bad, you don't like it. 12. It's an acquired taste. It has a little bit of a... The aftertaste isn't to your liking. It's not sweet enough for your younger senses, giving you like waffles and pancakes for breakfast and tea and lunch and dinner.
Milkshake.
Milkshake and stuff. It's no sweet treat, but it has a nice taste to it, which you could see yourself growing into enjoy.
It tastes alright. It's not milkshake. I wonder if I can mix this with milkshake.
Oh.
A whiskey milkshake. Ugh.
Then
Might
again,
taste nicer.
whiskey
Actually, I
milkshake
believe
might
that
work.
is in fact a drink.
Wouldn't actually surprise me, to be fair.
Yeah. Whiskey
She-
goes with anything.
She's sort of like, I've seen the adults do this. So she holds up the glass. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay. You down it and feel no effects of the alcohol.
It's really just
Unlucky.
doesn't do much, does it?
Not yet. The day that eventually ticks down to 0 and you have a drink of whiskey and whoa, how many points of exhaustion do I get to apply to Ellie?
Oh gosh.
You'd like
Okay.
to think we'd have got over it by then, but
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna go to bed.
Okay.
Okay. And she grabs
night.
Jeff. He's now my cuddly toy for the night because there's no Terrador to cuddle up to. I'll take one of the cards too. What? It's in Jeff's mouth. He was trying to
It's in
figure it out.
Jeff's mouth. There is one card missing now, which makes the game of solitaire very annoying because you don't know which one it is.
52 Picard will just be endless.
Oh.
That's very true. And as
I'm gonna
Beau,
go to sleep.
you get to rest. Mortar wakes for his watch. And is there anything
I,
you want to do during?
I want to.
Sorry, go for it.
I was going to say I'm going to grab Mortar before obviously he goes on his watch. I'm going to hand him those 2 bits of paper I found in the office.
Oh.
What's this?
So I found these in is it Carvern's office?
Not
Is
that
there-
right.
Nazira's office. Yeah, that's it.
No,
All right.
it was his friend.
I want to say
Oh.
Haley's
Oh.
office.
I was like, Helena.
Well, there was a
and
letter
that
to
begins with H.
Haley.
It begins
There
with
was a letter
H.
to Haley.
I'm trying to find it. Ah, yes, it's Haley then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was one written by Zira. So I'm going to hand them to you and just be like, look, I found these in the office. No idea what they could mean, but don't know if you want to have a quick read of them while you're awake.
I mean, I'm not really much of a reader, my man, but I can take a look at them, sure, if you think they're relevant or whatever. Mortar, I'll take a quick scan through. Is there anything that he kind of reads that feels of relevance to him?
Make me an intelligence check. 'Cause if I remember correctly, you have just enough intelligence that you can potentially read.
Oh,
No, that is
so
an
over.
8.
That is an
That's
8.
That's an eight.
Oh, no.
You're looking,
Mortar, so
you're looking
it's
at these.
confirmed. Mortar cannot read. It's
Um,
confirmed. Mortar cannot read. He can speak multiple languages. He cannot read.
Just
Well,
cannot
no.
read them. Okay.
Here's the correction to that. You look at a wanted poster and you see the word wanted in a big money value, and that's good. You look at all of these fancy squiggles
Money
and
is good.
lines, and it makes no sense to you. So
Mortar just kind of
Right.
shrugs and goes. Mortar just kind of shrugs and goes. I don't really know what any of this means, and I'll just hand it back and then say enjoy your sleep. I mean, there's nothing really else that he's kind of like. Well, I mean, cool pictures, I guess.
Yeah.
Just
Well, shit.
squiggles. Well,
Hopefully someone else in the
Well, you
team
could-
can read.
you can read it, right?
Looking at the intelligence stats of this party,
Right? Well, what's it say?
Your best luck is with a 14-year-old.
That's worrying.
I mean, you are the second
God.
highest intelligence in the party. That's
Hey, who?
Beau.
Beau.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
that. And I'm just a gunslinging cowboy that likes to kill people. That's not good.
Yeah, my man, you literally chose the probably the one guy on this team who would not be able to help you with this kind of shit. So try anybody else, and I'm sure you'll be able to get something useful.
All right.
Right, I think I'll get some sleep first, but yeah, sure.
Okay. Well,
Watch
remember
out.
that when you give it to Kirv, we also need to do the same roll because they have the exact same intelligence. So,
Oh,
as
couple made in heaven.
yep, exactly.
I assume it's in common, the writing.
Doesn't matter if it's all swirly and squiggly. You know what
Well,
calligraphic
yes.
writing looks like.
But I mean, common isn't Curve's, forte.
Forte. That's true.
Yeah.
So DC might be slightly higher.
Oh dear.
So as Beau gets to sleep, Mortar, you stay up and keep watch. Is there anything you want to do, or just keeping watch?
I think he just reminisces on the day. It's been fucking crazy. We've been in more fights in one sitting than we've been in for a while, and I think he just takes a moment to try to compose himself a little bit and just take a breath. He thinks about his experience with Kirv and what that could mean for the future. I think he just kind of reminisces on some of these events for a bit, and he does a bit of self-reflection.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, it's peaceful. Having the few hours to think for yourself before, I'll say, slowly drifting off. The watch is uneventful, and although you're kind of trying to be vigilant, there's only so many times you can count the number of books on the bookshelf or the ornaments, or try and figure out what color the paint is without there being any really good lighting in here. It is boring, and it is quiet. It's peaceful and nice, just like it would be for anywhere like this. It is an abandoned place, by all accounts. I
think probably the final thing he does before he kind of his watch changes, like you say, he's getting very drowsy. He's kind of trying to keep himself awake. I think he takes the fate dice out of his pocket, and he's going to roll it, and he's going to see if he can summon the little shadow man.
Okay, you roll it. Nothing happens.
Little shadow man.
Mortar's not used to it being this quiet in his head, so he's a bit disconcerted, but I guess he'll drift off.
Okay, you drift off. As you drift off, Romulus, you are the first to awake as you begin to, as you get up, go to the kitchen, and begin to prepare breakfast for everyone overall.
Everyone needs a healthy and balanced breakfast to get them through the day.
Indeed.
Pancakes.
As
With gummy
you,
worms.
as you wake up and begin to prepare, you watch as the wall of force disappears momentarily, and Azera wakes up and just kind of yawns and just kind of gives you a wave before you watch as he heads to the bathroom. And Mortar, there's a moment where Mortar stirs as the water monster wakes him temporarily before he goes back to sleep. As Azera has a shower, gets up, and otherwise wanders over and sits at the opposite side of the kind of the half wall, just kind of leaning on the countertop as you're cooking, and just has a glass of something in front of him. I reflected on what you asked with regards to your family. It's unclear. As it stands, a number of them seem to be close to the top, as in there. I think there are 3 of them that I saw. One looked different from you.
Oh, yes.
Not a Minotaur.
To be clear, not all of them are Minotaurs. How to put this? My father was a man whore.
Understood. One of them, I mean, only one of the 3 looked like a Minotaur, like yourself.
Mm. Wait, one of the 3? So these are the ones with more.
Yes, I believe so.
Can you describe them at all?
I only saw silhouettes. One looked like they were sitting. They had horns, but they didn't look like a Minotaur. Another, from what I could tell, looked like she was sneaking. I believe it's a she from the smaller stature. And the last one looked very prim and proper and very smart. Almost like a door-to-door salesman.
Did he give off the sense of being, and I do pardon me for my language, did he give off the sense of being a little bit up himself?
I mean, it was a silhouette, as raw on insight. That's a 9 plus. Zero was good at insight, if I remember correctly. He's alright at insight. Maybe? He had a very powerful walk, I guess you could say, or strut.
And you said this one was not a Minotaur?
No, this one wasn't either. This one was tall, big, broad-shouldered. Maybe a guy, but again, hard to tell from a silhouette.
Right. I can tell you who right now who the sneaky one was. Garcia.
Right. So she's sneaky.
The other one that you said was had multiple and was what's what I'm looking for? Horned but not a Minotaur.
It's hard to tell. They were sitting down, so it's hard to tell what exactly was going on, but they had horns that were more upright than outward.
Did you get the sense that they were further away, perhaps?
I mean, maybe.
Could be Professor. I'm just trying to think. In my head, there are 2 options for what you've described of the one that's like a door-to-door salesman. It's either Phalos or Malgar, and I'm honestly not sure which. That's my personal take on it. I mean, obviously, if you feel that I'm saying incorrectly, do feel free to
Roll me a self-insight check. I'll say roll this with disadvantage, cancelling out your advantage, as this is more of a insight for what you remember of the people. So, because it was a long time ago.
With my insight, come on. I believe that's +5, making that a 19.
19. Door-to-door salesman, from the sounds of it, being like a smart individual, sounds like they have money. And there was one.
Oh no.
There was one particular sibling who had a lot of money.
Oh no.
Do you remember which one that was?
Oh, it was Almar. Of course it was Almar. It was Alar.
Nope, it wasn't Almar. Almar wasn't the one with a lot of
Almar
money.
did. Almar did have a lot of money. That was the first thing that was going on with him.
He was faking it.
Oh, wait. Well, to be fair, Romulus didn't know that.
He's been out of this competition for a while. He was the first one to go.
That's why I was sure that Garcia took him out.
Yeah, yeah, she did.
Right. Who who had money? I mean, Violet had money, but no, that wasn't Violet's side. I mean, it could have been Havarian.
There's one individual who you haven't mentioned yet as you're thinking about this. Also,
Robert?
Indeed. As Robert was the merchant lord amongst your family. And as you're thinking about it, it begins to make a bit more sense.
Hmm.
And as you're kind of thinking over the prophecy and you kind of have a look at it in this moment, a skull atop a throne of coin and smoke. Those are the two siblings who are at the top. Or the three siblings that are at the top. The skull, Professor, Garcia, the smoke, and Robert, the coin.
That makes... Oh, right. Do you think zero in on...
You're cutting out.
You're cutting in and out.
Apologies. Am I better now?
Yeah, I think it was just a momentary lapse in internet.
Right. Could you zero in on on any of their locations, given time or resources?
Given time and resources I can, I've adjusted my spells for today to be a bit more combat focused, given we're doing this ritual. But after we're done here and we're done in Zakas, depending on what time I have available to me, I could potentially try and get information. At some point, just write me down a list of each of your family members and maybe try to get a drawing as best you can. I'll see what I can do. I'll divine on them and get back to you. How many?
Would you be alright if it wasn't a drawing? Yes, there were 20. As I understand it, 3 of them are completely out of the competition at this point in time. At least 2 of which I believe were due to death. Well, one of them I know is almost certainly dead. The other one is probably dead. And the third one I don't particularly care about because it's Almar.
Right. It did say
I know that
9
sound
remain.
cold.
Does that mean that others have been killed? Or does that mean that they just don't have a chance in the running?
I hope not. I think maybe they've lost their piece. Theoretically, you can gain a piece even if you don't have one, but it's perhaps they are considered out of the running by your divinations for the moment.
Understood. Well, I'll think on it some more, and at some point after this is all done, just I'll have a look over a list and see what I can gather from them.
All right. Thank you so much. You have been an incredible help, Azira. Obviously, if I can be of any help to you, let me know.
Of course.
Wait, fuck, what did you forget?
No, this is me. I was rereading a note through your history, and I'm like, I completely forgot that was a thing that I actually added, and now I need to go and make this note before I forget. It's fine. You have nothing to worry about. It's a callback.
Oh no. What?
You have nothing to worry about. It's not going to be relevant this campaign, probably. I mean, it might be.
This campaign.
But it's something that I wrote down in your backstory as something.
I'm just running through what you could have possibly thought of, and I'm just like going,
Well, let's just say that if I go through who everybody was raised by, there are some very abstract lists in there, and there's one which I was like, wait, who's that? And then I remembered. And I was like, oh boy, I forgot about that. Time to go have a look at this stuff. Okay. But you prepare a wonderful breakfast for the rest of your party. as everyone begins to wake slowly but surely. I think we'll have a quick break there, and then when we come back, you can decide what you
Ritual.
want to do next, because if it's going straight to the ritual, then we'll go straight there and figure things out. So, for the stream, be back in a moment. I'm just going to play some quick ads, so that way we'll hopefully won't have to worry about any once the ritual has begun. Be back in just a moment.
Alright,
Okay.
BRB.
Alright, be right back.
I'm gonna go get a drink and stuff. Back in a
Yep.
sec.
Take care, all.
I'm back.
I'm back.
I think one of my worst phobias in life is getting a parasite.
That's fair. I could see that. One of the most pleasant things in the world.
Ugh.
Well, all of our characters have them, so, well, nearly.
Yeah.
I am back.
Oh, welcome
Back.
back.
Got another 12 seconds of ads.
Neato.
I'm enjoying my chocolate orange
That's good.
from Josh.
Okay, where is it? There it is. That's what I'm looking for.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Hi.
Okay. Right, I have made the note that I needed to make, so I wouldn't forget. Okay, I'll close all of these documents now.
I'm back. Okay, Chris, just for my notes. Right? What's the date at the moment?
Today?
No, not yet, like in this thing.
Yeah, in-game day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Today is the 15th of Vobdin.
15th of Vobdin. Vobdin. Okay.
The day
Okay,
after
Dad.
Ancestors Waking, which is this world's equivalent of Halloween.
Okay.
And if I remember correctly, 2 days after your court date.
Hmm.
And WizardCon is in, that I do have marked, so WizardCon is on the 24th, so you have 9 days?
Okay. When my dad replied, how did he sound? Was he upset, annoyed? Was he concerned? Like,
Unemotional.
from the little bit that I got, unemotional.
As if there was no emotion that could be conveyed through the sending.
Okay.
Imagine
Do
if
I
it
know
was
that
just
as
the
just a...
creature messing with you.
Oh, God. Do I know that as a normal characteristic from sending, or
Sending
do
usually...
people normally convey
Sending
emotion?
usually has, like... Sending usually has some form of emotion to it. So much like talking over the internet, you can convey emotion through the way that you're talking, but most of the time it's going to be slightly harder to tell compared to face-to-face, for example, where there are all other physical tells and things that occur.
Okay.
But there is
Just asking
still
because I've started the dad diary.
Mhm.
Every time I try and communicate with him now, I need to know.
Okay. Okay. At the beginning of Azera's day, he is going to cast... He's going to cast that through Isabel. He is going to cast that through Isabel. He is going to cast Mage Armor at the beginning of the day. And he is going to give... No, he needs to save that. I forgot he needs to save that. As part of that whole thing. Okay, Steve just said carry on for the moment. He'll chime in when he can. Have we got everybody else? Have we got Harlan? Have we got Dan?
Yeah, I'm here. My internet's kind of been shitty. I'm back at the house for the first time in 7 weeks, so
It's alright. It's missed you, obviously.
yeah. Apparently, I
Yeah.
missed the internet here. It's absolutely shocking. I think I just need to get my own internet for this room specifically. It's expensive, so I don't know if I'll be able to afford it.
Yeah. Okay, so we're still waiting on Harlan to get back then?
Yes.
Sounds
I
like
believe
it.
so.
Alright, just copying some stat blocks across, which I might need. Just might. You never know with stat blocks, they sometimes are needed, sometimes aren't. Okay. I need to update Azera's stat block because I actually need to change which ones he has prepared and which ones he doesn't, because otherwise I'm going to forget, because we're not going to finish the ritual this session, I don't think. Given that we've only got about an hour left. But we can start it.
Mhm.
Okay. So, spells that Azera has prepared. Okay. So, Azera has dropped that spell. He's dropped that spell. And he's dropped... Yeah, he's going to drop contact to the plane because it's not going to work while he's in here. He's still not going to prepare scrying because he can't use that while in here yet. But he is going to prepare 3 of his combat spells. I say combat spells, they're the closest things he has.
I have changed my spells around.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right. I have a spell that I will cast on all of us once we're ready to go, but I'll wait for.
I am back. I'm going to be sort of eating in the background, so I'll be muted from time to time.
That's alright.
Yeah, BRB, I'm still listening. I've just got to call that out.
That's alright, we're still waiting for Harlan to
in
get
the
back,
session?
so plenty of time. You have plenty of time. There's no rush. I know we're here to play D&D, but there's no rush. You guys can RP. As Ellie and Vinny and Kirv wake up, Mortar sleeping in after having nightmares about the shower monster. And Romulus is currently busy making food and talking to Azera. The 3 of you have the floor. And Beau, if he wants to chime in.
I had the weirdest dream last night. I was kissing a worm.
Mortar's not that ugly, is he?
He's not here to defend himself.
Does Beau say that?
Yeah, Beau definitely says that.
Kirv like just stares straight at him. Daggers.
Beau just kind of acknowledges, tilts his hat down a little bit, just goes back to his book.
You weren't throwing up while you were kissing it, were you? Because take it from me, that's generally considered a faux pas.
I'm sorry, does everyone know?
Know what?
Oh, thank
But-
fuck.
That you were thrown up?
You know. Yeah, that's it.
It was hard to not.
Worms are
Surprisingly very
gross,
loud.
dude. They're fucking gross. I don't know why other people are so chill with it.
Well, I've already got things running around in my head anyway, so I guess more the merrier, or not. I don't know. There's not much I could do about it at the moment. Besides, it's not stealing parts of my body, so objectively, the better of the 2 evils.
Is there no way we could lure them out rather than going in to fight them?
What do worms eat?
Brain.
Mortar.
Ah!
These ones eat
Intelligence.
Ah! That's a joke, right?
Yeah.
That's a joke, because if it's not funny, Ellie. It's not funny.
Well, I mean, it's in our brain and it sealed off some of Vinny's, so maybe
I'm pretty sure these ones eat-
memories?
Yeah, I think it's like the brain more metaphorically in this case, probably. I don't know. My plan
Like
is to
memories?
go meet my one up and ask it. Yeah, like memories. So if you want to bait it out, try remembering something really tasty. Like dinner last night.
Dinner was very good last night.
Mm.
I can't believe
Well-
I helped make that.
You did well. You did well.
Kirv just sort of
Interesting.
coyly blushes, like, thank you. I know.
Huh.
Dad does most of the cooking at home.
Oh, on the note of Dad,
Uh-huh.
I sent a send-in to him last night and he replied.
Oh, that's fantastic, Ellie.
After getting his soul back, he's still there.
Kirv goes in for a hug.
Well, no, she hugs back. Mostly, he didn't.
Mostly is
It
still
felt like
good.
he wanted to say something but couldn't. I don't know if
All
that's
dads
he's
are like
afraid
that.
of the. Maybe I don't know if he's afraid of the creature finding something out, or the only thing I can hope is maybe when Saechinia's fixed. Because at the moment the creature's kind of running rampant, so maybe he'll feel more comfortable to actually talk. I don't know. My mum didn't reply though, but
Yeah, mums can
doesn't
be
mean
like
that it's bad. Doesn't mean it's bad. Maybe she just didn't have the energy to reply.
Mm-hmm.
We got a Romulus
We
back
hope-
yet?
No.
No.
I don't know how much longer we can drag this out for.
You know what? I'll say as... You know what? Let's just continue. I'm sure he'll catch up. I'm sure nothing will possibly go wrong in the first round of combat if he's not here. And Mortar. He'll be fine. So, as you all step out of the apartment, ready to go, Azera goes, I can't use Find the Path today. I prepared a different spell to help with the ritual. But I think I know the way there. Unless somebody else thinks they know the way.
I'll hand him the map that I've drawn so far. Does this help you?
He's going to roll with advantage. That was a natural 1.
Ooh,
Okay.
please
so
tell me it's good.
it's not a natural 1 now.
Oh,
So,
2.
Sarah goes, no, it was a natural 11 plus his survival, so it's not terrible.
Apologies for the delay. I am back.
Welcome back, Romulus. As Azera goes, right, follow me. We'll be as quick as we can. As you rush through the doorway, you head through the checkpoint. Go ahead and roll me perception checks, everyone. With disadvantage, if you
Let's-
please.
What if I don't, please?
Yeah.
Mortar.
Well, that's just fucking depressing now, isn't it?
Sorry, did you say with disadvantage, Chris?
Yes. Yeah,
Oh,
as this is
lovely.
happening in a split second, just because you're running through the doors. This is just if you see something in the room beyond.
14.
14, not bad.
7.
I got 9.
Nope.
Oh, Terrador's out, by the way.
Ooh.
No.
Okay. Terror's out.
Persuasion or perception, sorry.
Perception.
That's a 17.
Okay, and Vinny?
15 for me.
15, okay. So, Vinny, you just managed to catch a glance of this, as does Mortar, as does Beau. As you enter into this room, you note that the walls of force have reset. As you head through and back off through this door to get away from the checkpoint. So, that is worth noting, that now you can move between all of the layers. That also means you can be attacked by all of the layers should you try to come through here later with reckless abandon.
Right.
So good to know. As you push through from one to the other, going to the surgery, you head through that chamber into the not able to go through the stasis wards, but heading through the surgery to the opposite side, you end up in the training room, which I will quickly draw so you know that that goes there. And then Azera takes you from the training room straight to the ritual room.
Okay.
As you all enter into the ritual room. So, please place yourselves wherever you would like, with the exception, Ellie has to be here, and Azera is going to be here to provide you assistance.
Before I go into the thing, I'm going to cast twice and triple in split, and I will give. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who's likely to? Oh, so you know what? Dan's not here. It's mean, but that's it.
Yeah, Dan's here.
Everyone
Hello.
will. Oh
Dan's
shit!
here.
That's it. It's
I'm
so
sorry,
over.
Richard.
Okay. Ellie needs to have it really. All right, someone
was
in the
gonna say,
party
Beau.
doesn't get Sentinel Ward.
You wanted to. I don't
Who
mind not
doesn't?
having it because I'm going to try to stay out of the way. Oh, do you want to come here?
Cool. So everyone except for Mortar has Sentinel
Then you've
Ward.
got like lines of fire and stuff and cover.
On what?
I get the
Well, no one-
purpose
no
of
one
it,
know
but
that.
that's just funny. Do you want to come
Knowing
here?
our luck, the
Hides
enemies will
behind
come
the
from here,
wall.
but
Probably.
Okay, so what's going on?
Okay, so I've cast twice with triple and split Sentinel Ward. So everyone has Sentinel Ward except for Mortar.
Okay.
Oh shit! Cool.
So okay, I will ask
And that's
to make
all I can
wild
do.
magic checks for me, please.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
What does the thing do again? Sorry?
Sentinel Ward
Plus 3
increases
to
your
AC.
+3 to AC, and as a reaction, you can negate an attack, but it ends Sentinel Ward on yourself.
Okay, cool. +3 to ace.
Mortar is going to take a minute before we start the ritual to use force form,
Okay.
and he is going
Yeah.
to.
I'm going to equip my Dragonfire rounds as well, just so I'm
Okay.
ready.
So are we
Yeah, I'm going to
taking
spend 8.
Okay, I'm also going to spend 2 charges of Songwriter to cast Song of Servants.
Okay, so what's
Just
that?
a
do?
reminder of aura. Sorry.
Oh, well, your aura. Everyone in 10
Aura of
foot.
protection, so anyone within 10
Cool,
feet
cool,
or
cool.
2 squares will have a +4 to their saving throws.
To ritual cast something adds 10 minutes, doesn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay, if everyone's doing like things and prep stuff like that, would you like me to put telepathic bond up? I can do that via ritual. Would
Yeah.
that help us?
You could do
I
that.
think that might be good because
I
we
think that
don't
would
know
be
what's
good.
going to be thrown
Yeah,
at us.
and then
Okay,
and then we'll
cool.
put
I will
Sentinel Ward
cast
on
telepathic
after
bond.
that, because otherwise the Sentinel Ward would have
Yeah,
run out
yeah.
by then. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
That's
ordering
fine.
on this
Right.
is there's no rush, so
Okay.
and position yourselves as you see
Mortar
fit.
will then. Just before it looks like combat is about to start, Mortar will also cast Blink.
Can Terador go in? The circle?
No. So the special
Okay.
thing, here's the special thing about how this map works. Anyone can be anywhere on this map, but only Ellie can be in these 4 squares in the middle. This does mean that
Okay.
this counts as melee with Ellie, just so you know. So
Okay,
effectively, she
cool.
has an
So he can
expanded
still
radius
intersect.
of melee, so she can be hit by more creatures. But the main thing to note
Okay.
is that nobody can enter the blue area. If anybody attempts to enter the blue area after this has been noted, Azera will make this very clear, the ritual won't end, but the person might.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay.
Noted.
So question: if we were to throw enemies in there, that would be good then.
Unless they are immune to this kind of damage, yes.
No.
It's fucking lightning, isn't it?
I don't like it when you put in caveats, Chris.
Hey,
And
look,
I'm going
you're
to-
spawning creatures that are literally made of this, and that's what's going to be attacking you. So I don't think they'd be affected by it.
And I am going to ask Azera one
Azera's
thing,
gonna
as he's done this before. Fuck. No, I forgot. No, I have. I've remembered. If there's saves to be made, or any checks that have got to be made, What are they gonna
You'll need to
be?
maintain concentration over the ritual. I'll be helping with
Okay.
that. Once we're ready to start the ritual, I have something I've prepared which should hopefully help out with this.
Okay, then as the ritual just goes to start, I am going to activate my headphones, so I will get a plus
D6,
con.
I believe it is.
save. So let's roll it. What am I gonna get?
Okay.
A +3. Okay, so
Oh, you roll it every time you make the save. It's not just a flat +3.
oh, is it okay? Oh, it says okay, right.
So it adds the
Oh,
D6
that's
to
cool.
every one of your rolls.
Oh, I thought it was a D6 for that entire minute.
No,
Right.
no. It's well, it gives you the D6 to add, but yeah.
Cool.
Then
I will
for the final. Oh, sorry. After you, Simon.
No,
So I was
you
just
go.
gonna say
Then
the,
I'm gonna be ready.
Yeah, I was just saying quickly, the spell I cast is a new one using my sword, is Song of Servants. It can affect up to 6 of us. I'm going to prioritize the 5 of us in this room,
Okay.
not including Terador, sorry. And since
That's all
Mortar missed out on the Sentinel Ward, I'll include him in this as well.
I appreciate that, man.
This,
Thank you.
relatively minor effect, it's just 2d4 temporary hit points, but notably, you'll get that much again every time we take a short rest.
You say 2d4.
Yeah.
Yes,
So Vinny
sure.
will roll a 2d4, and everybody will universally get that amount of temporary hit points. So go ahead and roll those.
Nice.
So everyone gets
Lovely.
6 temporary hit points,
Sounds good. Very
So
good.
with the exception of Beau in this.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I will give Beau one of my tempting treats. I will also give myself one, Cat
Okay.
one, and Vinny, how many hit points do you got?
104, 110 including that. temp hit.
Kirv, how many hit points you got?
Sorry, maximum hit points.
Yes.
101.
I'll give you my last tempting treat. And after you've lost those 6 temporary hit points, you can snack on one of these to get 4 temporary hit points. So,
Okay.
you know,
And
Thank
that's
you very
a
much.
bonus action to use, I believe.
yeah. So if you've got a spare bonus action at any point.
Okay. And Azera is going as... Oh wait, Mortar, you had one thing you wanted to do? You said you were going to cast Blink before the combat began?
Yes. So Blink will be the last thing that Mortar, the thing just before combat starts, but he is also going to flick a golden bullet into Black Scorpion, casting Branding Smite
Okay.
at 3rd level.
Okay. And that's concentrated for a minute, isn't it? So you don't need to worry about
Yes.
that. Okay. So, Telepathic Bond is up. Sentinel Ward has been passed around. Song of Servants has been given. Branding Smite has been used by Mortar. Blink and Force Form has also been used by Mortar. Romulus has handed out tasty treats. And Zera is preparing one final spell that he will cast just as the ritual begins. Is there anything else anyone else wants to do? Oh, and Beau's added his incendiary rounds.
I'm sorry, I
Amazing.
have 2 seconds.
At any point, if anybody feels like they have more things that they want to be able to do, come within 30 feet of me. I'll be able to give you an additional action once during this fight, and I might be able to essentially give someone action surge if they have a bonus action they're willing to use.
Okay.
Give me 2 turns.
So,
Looking at the 2 fighters in the group, looking at the Paladin as well.
And then get ready to see something impressive.
so may I remind you, this is not a
Counting on you.
race. This is a marathon.
Okay.
I'm saying this now because you'll understand when we get there. So, with all the preparations said and done, as you go to begin the ritual, Ellie, the runes on the ground lighting up with this prismatic energy, Azera puts out his hand and is going to use Power Word Focus on you. That is
Or you can
his...
say power word kill.
No, that is... So that is his 6th level
It's like,
spell for
holy
the
shit.
day. Power word focus. You have advantage on Constitution saving throws. Your concentration cannot be broken by anything other than damage, which means even if you fall unconscious, it continues.
Wow.
Additionally, at the start of every turn, you gain 10 temporary hit points. This lasts
Okay.
for 1
Well, that's
minute.
huge.
This is a non-concentration effect. It just lasts. So that means for this fight, you're going to have that. It's a 6th level
That's
spell
so
used
good.
for a day.
Okay.
And for reference, should you ever be fighting alongside Azera in the future, this does work like enhanced ability. It does have 6 different modes, 1 for each attribute. And if he were to give it to Romulus, Romulus would do an additional d6 damage. Which would be scary. But you know, that's alright. So, with all the prep said and done, as the ritual begins, I would like everyone to roll for initiative as the room fills with bright blue and purple light, as you watch as these channels and threads of magic that all of you can see surge through and into the ground below as it begins to ripple and fuse the entire ritual circle with magic, as it begins to otherwise burn up and through Ellie in this moment. We will begin combat as you begin to watch as these tiny forms begin to almost be pulled in from this stream of magic, seemingly unaware of what's happening to them, but then very much being ready for combat once we begin. So, I will go through the player combat first, or the player initiative first, before we begin. So, let me quickly sort this out. So, 25 plus.
29
29.
on a natural 20. On a natural 20.
I should really roll. That would be helpful.
That would be helpful. 25 to 20.
24.
24.
Oh, wow.
22.
I just got another natural 20.
Where does that put you?
Oh shit!
I don't remember 27, I think.
Okay.
Nice. Good
So,
shit.
we currently have Mortar on 29, Romulus on 27, Vinny on 24, and Ellie on 22. 20 to 15.
Well.
Oh, I need to roll for Azera.
16.
Azera got 4.
Good shit.
16, 15, or sorry, Kirv.
Lucky 13.
Okay, and Azera got a 4. He rolled a natural 2. And remember, Jamie, you're the one who cursed my dice when you were over, saying that you didn't want it to roll well.
Hey, no, not the 20s.
No,
I
but you
Didn't roll the d20. I
Okay.
cursed the other die.
Uh-huh.
It's
So,
contagious.
that is the turn order, and I now need to put this
Keep the dice
here
ones.
for the lair action when that becomes relevant, because stuff happens when that occurs. And now it comes the fun part. I need to roll for these different groups. It's a good roll.
I
It's a
don't
mediocre
like
roll.
groups. Groups is not a fun thing.
Okay, so they go there, which is surprising, but they managed it. Okay, do you have a general game plan?
Yep,
Yes, kill.
Good.
absolutely.
Kill or
Protect
be
Ellie.
killed.
Don't fuck up my rolls, and Terrador is burning actions to give extra reactions to himself.
Okay, so at the top of the combat, as Mortar, you've blinked out. You now blink back in. You look around the room, and you can see these vague arcane forms beginning to manifest within the room.
Mortar is going to spin he's going to spin Black Scorpion in his hand. He's going to grin at Beau and he's going to go, care to keep count for me? And he's going to begin opening fire with Black Scorpion on the green one first.
Oh, notably, these aren't your enemies. As the Sentinels stand
are they not?
forward, they are on your
Oh.
side.
I don't think
Oh,
you
yeah.
would
Who are
be
the-
Stop shooting them. Do it.
Who are the arcane? Who are
It
the?
would be Pete Mortar.
They haven't
Where are
spawned in
the?
yet.
Oh,
What?
okay.
All right.
I guess it's the top of the
I've
round.
got,
I guess
I've got
I
a
will-
little bit of a query.
Mhm.
Were they more visible when Mortar was in the ethereal plane?
Yes. But to Mortar being in the ethereal plane, as you look about this room, it is blindingly bright.
Ugh.
Because, more so because you are a Mordant, and you are used to underground stuff, and the ethereal plane's usually bland and colour, this is a surge of brightness that being in the ethereal plane, you are effectively blinded by this ritual.
Oh, okay. I'm fucked then, because Force Form pushes me into the ethereal plane, so Mortar's blind.
Yes, but your form in this
So-
world isn't, and you can look through its eyes. So you can still
Oh,
do
okay.
stuff on your actual form, it's just when you're blinked out and it joins you in the ethereal plane, you become both blinded for
Okay.
a time.
Where does it look like the forms are beginning to appear?
All over.
These arcane. You said.
Actually, you know what? Let's do this. If I...
Gonna say, like, do we have any specific areas or anything?
You know
High
what?
density areas.
Let me remove the names off of these guys.
Sorry, so what is actually causing the
Oh,
blindness?
what?
Oh no, it's just for me going into the ethereal plane because there's a bunch of shit happening in
What's
the
the
ethereal
bunch
plane.
of shit?
The ritual.
People, I think.
My ritual.
Yeah.
So just because of the
Shenanigans.
ritual, it's causing, when he goes into the ethereal plane, it's too bright.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, basically.
Bummer.
Oh, that's
Okay.
right.
Yeah, that sucks. Okay. So these things, they haven't fully apparated yet.
No.
That is unfortunate. I mean, I suppose the only real thing I can do is hold my action, and I will use my bonus action for Slayer's Prey. Oh no, actually, hold on. I'm going to use my action to use my Hunter's Sense and lock onto these these arcane these enemies that are coming in.
Okay.
So I want to know their resistances, immunities, vulnerabilities, and sensitivities.
Immunities, force, poison, and non-magical weapons.
Okay. Any vulnerabilities, sensitivities,
Nope.
resistances?
No, none of the above.
Okay, I will relay that to everyone else, and then I will Slayer's Prey the one nearest Beau. So
This one?
as a bonus action, I can mark a target, dealing an additional d6 weapon damage to them once per turn.
Nice.
You mark that one.
That'll be the end of my turn.
Okay, roll the d20 to see if you blink out of existence. And next on the initiative order is Romulus. You can currently see these arcane forms beginning to otherwise appear in this moment.
I don't.
You don't? Okay, so you are still in this physical in the physical realm currently, or your physical
I
forms in the
have.
physical realm.
So just has the basic idea of this ritual been explained to us? That so these arcane things, they need to be defeated.
No,
Yes.
Ellie needs
No,
to
we-
survive and not break concentration for however long it takes her to make a cumulative DC. So she's rolling over multiple turns for stuff to happen.
Hmm.
So this is a survivor, or this is a survival, sorry, instead of anything else. I
Okay.
also forgot I need to add these guys. Oh no, I'll just have them all go on the lair action. That'll make the most sense, because they're the ones who are here.
Am I able to use my bonus action and then hold my action to use my action?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I believe then that the best option I can have currently is to prepare. I know that something is going to spawn here, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the closest to Ellie, therefore this is the closest threat. This is a pillar.
Yep.
I would like to go big and move into this spot.
Okay.
Just to check, am I if I am big, am I able to move through this spot to get over to
Yes,
this one? Like,
yes, because effectively you're technically moving through this point, which is technically this, but because it's from one to another, I'm going to say that it's not going to be an issue.
okay. Thank you. Just wanted to check that so that
Yep.
I know
No,
I know where my
that's good.
spacing is.
That's good, worth checking that and noting that so we know what the ruling on that is.
And then I would like to hold my action specifically to attack this thing once it is possible for me to do it harm.
And okay, next in the initiative order, Vinny, you're up. You're muted if you're
Okay,
talking.
I don't think I have anything. Yeah, I don't think I have anything to do as a bonus action yet, so I'm just going to step here, facing off against this one, and same deal, hold an action to attack as soon as it appears properly.
Okay. So, as the first
Simpling into a fighting
ones,
stance and
as the
preparing
fir-
to swing with Songwriter.
Okay, as the first ones take their turn, you watch as the arcane forms begin to spawn in, and Simon will jump with joy as this many arcane methods
Woo. The
spawn
boys.
into existence. The hardened crystal around their form, as these kind of tiny goblin-like creatures with these what looks to be wings of almost these strands of magic, as they kind of look and hover in this moment, and you watch as quite a lot of them begin to giggle and almost bare their claws in a manner before Romulus and Vinny, you had held actions to make attacks, so go ahead and do so. I'll say we'll start with Romulus. So you're making an attack versus this one.
Indeed, indeed. Oh, fuck, that's a method.
Yes, it is.
It was a woo of joy from me because I like methods that then trailed off as I remembered why I like methods.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm like, oh god.
Okay, now, I was specifically intending to attack it. Is there any chance I could make that attack into something where I am trying to sort of bat it away from Cat?
I will say this will take up both of your attacks to do so, because this will be the change from a downward swing to a baseball bat swing.
That's very, very fair. I will take that if that is okay.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll say you'll still do damage, but it's basically going to compile the shove and the attack action into one lump for this.
Okay. I will be using Great Weapon Master. I will be using Reckless Attack, which does mean I believe I can roll all 6 of these.
Yep.
You get things from Terrador, doesn't it?
Oh! That's a 19, which is a crit.
That is a crit. Good, good.
Nice. Good shit.
Okay, so it's not.
Not the
So I do
most
have
damage,
to now.
unfortunately, because that's
No, that's.
4,
Remember,
3,
this is. I still haven't done the crit damage. So
oh,
that's a,
right, that's true. Forgot about that. And we roll those two. So right now we're looking at 4, 3, 3, 4, 6, 4. So we're looking at 14 plus 10, 24 plus. What's your flat that you're doing because of this?
Fuck. 15, I think, currently 15.
Because you're not raging, yes. So
Because I'm not yet raged.
24 plus 15 is 39 points of damage. As I'll
Nice
say,
gun.
you bat this one away, as it just goes whee, bang. And while I'm at it, because I might as well bring the rest over here for the following rounds.
Oh my god.
As you bat one away, it explodes into this arcane poof. As it does so, I'll say you knocked it here. Creature within 5 feet, which is only this one, is immune to force damage. It takes no damage from its friend's explosion. Okay, Vinny. There's a method in front of you. Oh boy. Also, I believe Mortar, you asked a question, but we'll get to that in a moment.
I don't know if I don't know if I did. Sorry.
Okay, no, that's all right.
I don't think
I thought
I don't
somebody
think I
asked a question. I'm maybe misremembering. Okay, so Vinny, what is that to hit and the damage? You probably hit, but what's the damage? You're muted if you're talking, by the way.
That's a dirty 20 to hit, and damage is... This is your advantage.
So it's a 5.
It's a 5.
Is that
16
with
plus 7.
Is that with a flourish at all? Or...
No.
Okay.
I can't flourish because it's not my turn.
Okay.
So 23 points of slashing damage.
23 points of slashing damage, and because I'm not going to be able to remember any of this, I'm adding that to their description. So that one's taken 23 points of damage. If you hover over it for long enough, it'll tell you how much damage they've taken.
Okay.
So you'll be able to see, because if I start recording
Nice.
this down, I'm going to lose track of who's what, because, yeah. I will say, this one is
Yeah.
incredibly wounded by that attack. As it is going to... does anybody here understand Primordial?
I'm Pterodor. That's about it.
Actually, hold on. Let me just double check. 'Cause I do have a shit ton of languages.
I mean, Zara understands this, but he's not going to translate for them. There's a child in the room.
No, I don't.
Okay, so no one understands as these methods shout something, and there's almost a cacophonous call from all of them, and these methods are going to begin to go into action. So, this is where things get fun. So this method is going to spawn a method there and move up. This method is going to spawn a method there and stay there. This method's going to spawn a method there and move up. This method over here is going to spawn a method there and move up. And the method in front of you, Vinny, is going to spawn a method there and stay there. And that is all of the blue methods goes. Ellie, you are concentrating. Go ahead and roll me an intelligence check.
Okay, that's +4.
Do you know what?
19.
You know what? This is what I'm going to do for this. I'm going to use this d20. I'm going to name it. So what was the total?
19.
19. Okay. You have completed 19 of the DC so far. Oh no, that's not going to work with a dice. I need to use something else. Where's... Actually, you know what? I'll put it in the red token at the top there. DC total 19. At the top of the initiative order there.
Okay.
Okay, so you know how far you've come. Okay. At the end of your turn, you take 8 points of force damage.
Points. 2 points of actual damage.
Okay, it is now the Lairs go. The Sentinels step up and are going to begin attacking to get rid of these methods. So, I will just do some quick rolls here just to see if any of them get any misses. It would be nice if I move the Centurion stat block up to the top of the initiative so I don't actually have to scroll all the way down. Let's put that there. Okay. So, 2 attacks from this one. First one... So this one misses. Second one hits. 9 damage to that one. 2 attacks versus this. Hit. Hit. That's... And Beau, you're on deck, so get ready. This one's going to make 2 attacks. First one against this one. Does it kill it? No. Does it with the second one? Yes. This one is gone as it splats. Vinny, go ahead and roll me a... Hold on, I need to double check what the saving throw type is for the methods. A Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay.
This guy also has to make it, but I believe they have... These ones are designed so they are immune to force damage. Okay, so they don't have to worry about it. Oh no, they're only resistant.
Okay, 22.
Okay, so it does take the damage, but halved. 22. Yeah, that's fine. So you take half of this. You take 2 points of force damage, as does the Centurion. Centurion's taken 2 points of force damage. However, unfortunately for the Centurion, see what happens here. Oh boy, okay, never mind. It hasn't taken any damage, as you watch as the ley lines around it cause it to roll wild magic. But you watch as it got one, which is actually very helpful, as it causes it and its allies to take it and its Centurion allies that it can see to take 4d10 lightning damage. So they are all healed back up to full. Okay. All right. That's that one's done. This one makes 2 attacks, and Beau, you're up next.
All right.
Miss and miss.
I'm gonna step out this way.
Okay. So
So I've
it
got
makes
this guy,
an attack
in view.
opportunity.
Well, through the wall.
Yeah, you have cover. You have half cover from this. That is a total of.
Through the wall?
That is a.
Bullshit.
Well, he can attack you round the corner. That is a 21 to hit. You have half cover and Sentinel Ward, so that is a +5 to your base AC. So does a 21 hit?
So that'll be a no then.
Then it
That'll be
misses.
25.
There you go. I rolled
Okay.
very well for that method, and he still misses.
And he's still missed. God. Alright. What's my thing again? Alright, I'm going to add a sharpshooter to these 3 shots against this guy right in front of me.
Okay. Poor guy.
So that's
Alright.
30 to hit.
Yes.
So I'm guessing that will hit.
Yeah, just about.
Yeah. So that is 11 piercing damage and 3 fire damage.
Okay. So is that with your sharpshooter added bonus?
No, it's not.
So that's with a
And then
plus
plus 8 to that as well.
So
Yeah.
that would be 19 piercing and 3 fire.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 22 damage with the first shot, as they are not resistant or anything to fire.
Second shot. That is 27 minus the 4, 23.
That hits.
Ooh, 8 piercing. Go on, roll. Why won't you roll? There you go. Plus 2 fire, so that's 18 altogether.
Okay, so 18 damage. This one explodes in a small ball of fire as the
Nice.
Dragonfire round ends its life. Your hunter's thingy that you put on it, Mortar, is gone.
I will
Okay.
then move up and I'll go for the green
Okay,
arcane method.
go ahead and make me an
My
attack.
last shot. Sharpshooter again.
Okay.
Oh, that's a 15 minus 4, so an 11.
11 misses. As you move up and you fire a shot at these mephits. The mephits themselves don't necessarily seem to be dangerous by any means, but as you take the shot, you're worried you'll hit the sentinel, and the attack otherwise whizzes past, hitting a bit in the wall, which promptly repairs itself.
Right, I turn to Mortar and go, can't win them all, eh? Must have had too much whiskey.
well, I mean, I guess no such thing as too much whiskey.
Okay, is that the end of your go?
That is... don't really want to use any of that yet. Yeah, that's
It
the end
would
of my
be
turn.
the end of your go. It would be the end of your go, but Mortar, kind of seeing you miss that second shot, is going to load up the cylinder with arcane rounds, and is going to give you. Let me find it. Adrenaline surge. So as a bonus action, you gain an additional action this turn. So you can attack all 3 times again if you would like.
Yeah, screw it, why not? Let's
Alright.
do it. Let's start clearing some people.
Yep, go for it.
Alright,
Yep.
Alright, I'm going to go for the same one.
Same one. That's the green one. Ah!
I didn't add sharpshooter to this one. 16 to hit.
Okay. Okay. That hits. No sharpshooter. That's fine. Just means less damage. So I'm alright with that.
That is 11 piercing damage and 5 fire.
Okay, so 16 damage overall.
Second
Nice.
shot
With or without sharpshooter?
without. I'll say it if I want to.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do like that.
Cool.
Dirty 20 to hit.
That hits.
9 piercing. 1 fire.
Okay.
And then, because I'm feeling lucky, I'll make this one sharpshooter.
Okay.
That's a 21
Yes.
minus 4,
And with the-
17.
And with the bonus damage alone, prack, that one is shot out of existence as its body returns to the
Spin the pistols around.
ley lines. And that
Also a golf clap.
wait, he's within 10 feet of Kirv. Kirv, do you currently consider the Sentinels as allies?
Oh,
You can say no.
should I?
It's up to you.
They are on our side, and if we would know that, you would know that. But it's up to
Okay.
you whether you have internalized that.
Let's say yes.
So it will gain the benefit of your
So-
protection. Unfortunately, it's still rolled a natural 2. So it's gonna get to
Oh.
so it gets to roll wild magic.
Wild magic.
And it takes half this force damage because it's resistant. So it takes 2 points of force damage. And rolled that. Okay, never mind. This one is, I'm going to write this on its thing. I'm going to put resistant because it has now just become resistant to all damage for the next minute. This is
Nice.
this is going surprisingly positively. I'm not sure I like this.
He's just gone Super Saiyan.
He does, yeah. Although this is why they're in here. They're here to help. Okay. So that's your 3 attacks done, Beau. It is now
Yes, sir.
the red ones go. The red ones. This one is going to float up here. Actually, no, it's going to stay here. It doesn't really have a good area. Oh no, it does. No, it does. Okay. I need some of these.
What?
1, 2,
Oh,
3. This is from the 3. This is from the 3
I thought
different
this was going to be
methods.
Firestorm.
So, Romulus, please make me a single dexterity saving throw. Ellie, please make me 3 separate dexterity saving throws. If you fail one, don't worry about the others. Kirv, roll me a dexterity saving throw, and Azera needs to make one as well.
Wait, I didn't know they could do this. I thought they
Ellie
just went
benefits.
top.
Ellie benefits from Kirv's aura.
Yep, so Ellie
Okay,
gets
then
additional
the
plus
lowest
4.
is 20.
The lowest is 20? Yeah, you're fine. Darn. Azera succeeded as well.
13.
Nice.
13, that succeeds.
Oh,
Only
thank
efforts, their
fuck.
DC is low.
18.
18?
I did roll a natural 1 on the first one, so it's a good thing I have advantage on dex
this
saves.
is sad. Okay, as all 3 methods cast fairy fire and it does nothing.
Remember, Chris,
Uh,
it's a marathon.
Yeah, I know.
Not a
Yeah,
sprint.
you got plenty of opportunities.
Yeah, I know. This one's
That's
going to move up to
brutal.
here and this one's going to move here. Right. Kirv, speaking of which, it's your go.
Right.
Whoop.
Okay, I'm gonna just keep it simple. We're gonna hit the red one with murder because it looks like the red ones suck ass. Yeah, sorry. Let's start rolling the 2 hits. Well, one of them's a nat 1,
Oh god.
and the other one's a 9 with a +9, so that's 18.
So, one was a nat 1 and the other one was a...
9
Is that a total?
So 18 in total.
So
plus
18
9,
total.
so that's 18.
Okay, so the 18 in total hits. As you make the natural 1 swing, you swing with murder, and there's a moment where you almost feel this almost connection to the scythe in this moment, as there's almost a pulse of energy, and you're distracted by it for a moment as you swing down, but don't land a hit against the mephit. As you make the other swing across, you hit which mephit?
The red one.
Red one. Okay, go ahead and
That is 11 plus 5.
okay, so that is 16 damage to this one. Okay. End of your go? Do you have a bonus action you want to use?
Not particularly.
Okay. It is now.
Yeah, no, end of go.
It's now the green mephits go. Green mephits don't have fairy fire, they have something else. So I need a 15-foot cone.
For God's sake.
The best area for them is this. If I move up, can I hit? Yeah, I can. I can hit Ellie with that. This one's going to stay there, so it hits both Pterodor and this. And that's...
if it's too late...
Green. What would you like to do?
Just out of like a curiosity, would Kirv be able to figure out maybe why she got a pulse of energy from a weapon that seemed odd?
It was a natural one and it distracted you.
That was it?
If you want, I can make you drop your weapon.
No,
Yeah.
I
There you
just
go.
mean, was it some super secret lore stuff, or
No,
is it just
no, it
okay,
was
she
because
rolled a
it was
one?
because you rolled a natural one, and I was just, it's, it was
Mhm.
purposefully being mean. Anyway,
Here I was thinking it was to do with the upgrade.
wouldn't that be nice? So,
Damn.
so, hey, look, we're still working it. So,
You're still working it.
I need Kirv to make 1 Constitution saving throw. I need Ellie to make 2. I need Romulus to make 2. I need Pterodor to make 1. And Vinny to make 1. And then I need
Deck saves again, was it?
con save.
Con.
Con. Oh, I'm great at con.
Okay, this one failed. Oh no. These
Okay,
guys
19 from
suck
me.
at this.
My lowest was an 18.
Okay, so both of yours succeeded. The 19 succeeded as well, so you'll take half damage from this. Ooh. Oh no, I need to roll these individually. So I'm rolling for that one up there that failed first, because that's the one I was doing. So it takes half damage. So that one has taken 8 damage, and I need to roll for it in a minute. See what it gets. Do. Oh! My favourite wild magic has just gone off.
Yeah.
Fireball!
Nope. Suddenly you can all hear the battle music that is currently playing as Sovek's skull shows up.
Yay!
Oh, beautiful.
Okay, so Romulus, you had to make 2 saves, correct? So you take half damage from each of these.
Oh, okay.
So, so you take 7 damage from the first one, and 4 damage from the second one. Vinny, you take 4 damage from the second one.
So how much was that total?
7 and 4, so you take 11 points of force damage. Kirv, what did you get for your save?
13.
You made that. Yeah, you just made that, so you'll take half damage. So you take 4 points of force damage. And Ellie?
Me and Pterodor saved.
Yep. So
Lowest
Pterodor
was
would
14.
Pterodor would take 6 points of force damage, plus another 4 points of force damage,
Okay.
and then what did you get for yours? Your 2
Um,
saves.
The lowest were 14.
Okay, so
I
you
got
succeeded on both.
16, 24, and he got a...
Okay, so you should take a 7 and 4 as well, so you take 11. I do need you to make Constitution saving throws though for your concentration. So we need to roll the first one for the first amount of damage that you did take earlier from the ritual.
Give me 1 second. I'm just doing both hit balls. How much damage did I take? 11.
Overall, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
so
And you need to make me
92.
3 Constitution saving throws with advantage, and the DC is 10. Plus, you have Kirv's bonus
I need
plus
the
4.
D.
Oh, that's right. You need the D6s for them. Okay. So go ahead and roll those.
BRB.
That's right.
Oh, I forgot about curved thing.
Yes. You have an additional plus 4. So if any of these are natural ones, we need to, or 2 natural ones. No, you're fine on all accounts, I think. Okay.
Cool.
As you are maintaining concentration of the ritual. Okay. That is those methods as they use their wild breath. They use their wild breath attack to cause a surge in wild magic temporarily. Okay, that is the end of their go. It is now Azera's go. Azera is going to... Azera's not currently concentrating on anything. What can Azera do to help here? Azera is going to cast Guardian of Faith. Do I have a temporary tile I can use for this? I have something I can use. You know what? That works. I never use this tile. You watch as Azera reaches out in this moment, and you watch as there's this surge of magic as these celestial bodies, as this celestial body begins to form in front of him, and he is going to summon a Guardian of Faith, which is technically a 2x2, but I'm just going to say for the time being that it's a 1x1, so it fits.
Oh, they're cute.
But it can attack within a radius, so effectively covering this area. Upon its appearance, it makes an attack versus one of the creatures, so it's going to try and hit this arcane method. That will hit, so this arcane method takes 20 points of radiant damage, and this has now gone down to 30 health left. Okay, and then Azera is going to stay put. Standing Sentinel. Mortar, back at the top of the round. You can see more celestial bodies begin to form around. These ones are larger than the small ones you've seen thus far.
Interesting. Okay, so priority, I'm guessing, is to get rid of the small ones as much as we can for the time being. So I'll be on cleanup duty. So with Force Form, I've just been reading through it.
Mm-hmm.
I gain a number of actions equal to the amount of psionic energy dice or void dice that I've spent on the ability.
That basically means you can perform that many actions before the Force Form fades.
Oh,
So it's not you get them all in one turn. It's not you get them all in one turn.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
I was about to say. Okay, so if I spend an action, does that mean the Force Form has one less point of durability?
Yes.
Okay.
But remember that the attack action is still one action. So
That is true. That is
yeah.
true. Okay, well, I've got Slayer's Prey is currently down because of Beau killed the one that I did that on, so I'm going to re-up Slayer's Prey. I will put it on. No, you're good. I will put it on. Vinny's looking pretty surrounded as this Kirv. I'm gonna try because Kirv's nearest. Oh no, they're both equidistant to Ellie. Doesn't look like any of them are close to her though. I'm just gonna try to clear up the ones nearest Kirv, and then I'll shoot the ones nearest Vinny because these ones are closer. So I'm gonna start off by targeting this guy here, the blue one.
Just so that you know where they're going to spawn in.
And I will.
This blue one. Okay.
No worries.
Make me the
I
attack
will
roll.
open fire on this one. So that one is Slayer's Prayed, and also I have Branding Smite on this one.
Okay, go for it.
So that is a 21 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, so this is this plus this, and then I think Branding Smite is D6s. So
Yep.
that's 3 additional D6.
Yep.
Okie dokie. And then +5. Oof. 15 plus 5 is 20 points of damage.
Okay. It goes poof.
And
How's
for
that?
what it's worth, it can't turn invisible, but it's dead.
Yep.
Um,
It turns invisible for just a moment, and then you're like, wait, nope,
Okay.
it's dead.
Yeah.
So that is a
Yeah.
con save for Kirv and a Zera.
Okie
Zera,
With a +4.
with the +4, that will just succeed.
Oh my god, what is with these fucking rolls today?
What'd you get?
Oh, I rolled a 2.
Plus.
So that is
well, Kirv,
+9. 11.
it's 11, right?
It's 11.
Yes, that is 11.
Remind me, with
So
Invigorate,
I'm
do you
going
get
to
to
use
learn if it's
Invigorate-
success or fail?
No, so
Oh.
I think I had to use it before. So I'm going to use my reaction to give Kirv Invigorate for a reroll.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Zera takes half damage, so he takes
Hey,
one
it's a
point of
5.
damage.
So that's a 14.
14 succeeds.
Fabulous.
You take 1 point of force damage.
Hell yeah.
1.4 star. I can handle that.
Hell yeah. Okay, so upon realizing these things explode, Mortar is going to realize, oh, I don't really want to blow up my new relationship partner. That's not really a good. So I will.
What a cute
move
name,
just around the
relationship
corner.
partner.
I like to
I know,
imagine
right?
that's
Honestly.
actually his belief, though. My relationship partner.
Hello? Would you like to be my relationship partner?
I wrote up a contract
Okay,
and
you guys.
everything.
Fucking hell.
Okay, you guys can shut up now. I'm going to then go for. So obviously, me attacking these things is going to cause you guys to start exploding and stuff. Does anybody have any suggestions for what I should be aiming for?
The red one
'Cause
has
I'm-
already taken a hit, so it should
I
be
think
on the
so.
lower
Okay.
side.
Blue one?
No, that was
So
the one
the-
Mortar just
These
brought up.
two here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
The red
So are
one's
you all right if I
red
go
one.
for this one then, Rebecca?
Yeah, Kirv can take it.
Okay. Okay, cool. No worries then. Yeah, Mortar will attack that one.
Okay, go for it. That hits.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice,
17 plus
nice.
11. Nice. And then it's just this plus 5. 4 plus 5 is 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. Okay, it's taken 25 points of damage thus far. It's looking very badly hurt.
Okay. I believe that is the end of my turn. My force form is now down to 7, and I need to roll for blink.
Yep.
Yep, I blink.
Zoop. I'll put you there for now. Just so, because if you're off map, I know
Oh, yeah.
you're not
He's
there.
suffocating in the wall.
He's fine.
The
Romulus.
goddamn
Nice. My relationship partner.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Hello, my relationship partner.
Romulus, you are
It's such
up.
a unisex way of describing a relationship.
Hello. I would
I
like
haven't-
to do the sexy time.
I have no idea what accent you're trying to go for.
It is, I'll be honest, the only name I have for it is uncomfortable.
Ah.
Okie doke. So,
Yes.
as we understand it, bigger things are going to be appearing here.
Correct. Yes.
Well, I guess I'd better not get too crazy then. I will be raging now. It just
Mhm.
makes sense. Let me quickly ping off those resources.
Mm-hmm. Okay. As Romulus begins to go into a rage, his giant form still able to stand quite happily in this room. As it's going on. Oh, and I forgot last time, but Ellie, you said you were that Terador was just preserving for 2 reactions, correct?
So he's doubling the reactions. I was going to make an intelligence check on my turn to see if he can work out he needs to keep them away from her after watching Romulus do it. But
Okay.
because he's an entity of his own, I have not got an order at the moment. He just
Yeah.
is
No.
protecting her.
I do have to ask a question. How little damage have we seen take out these methods thus far?
You know that I'll say you know it's currently above 26 and below 40.
Okay.
So it falls somewhere within that range.
Cool. Well, my first attack is against this one, which auto hits because I got a crit last time.
Yep, so go ahead and roll damage.
Oh boy. Here I go, killing again. And as
Weapon
of
Master 'cause it's
usual,
free. Yep.
technically I'm recklessing and technically I'm great mastering.
Yep.
You understand.
Yep. The old kit and caboodle.
Oh,
Right.
that was tragic.
So that is 11 plus
17
now. So that's 28 points of damage. Okay, that one has taken no damage, so it takes 28. As you slice down, hitting the crystal form, you watch as bits of it begin to shatter and fall away. As you can see, it's almost sputtering and ready to blow.
Mm-hmm. Now, would I be able to use my second attack to try and smack this one into another method?
This will be an attack with intent, which means that they will both receive 3/4 cover, so a +5 to their AC. If you're trying to do
It's
this.
very reasonable.
Yeah.
But that is something I can feasibly do.
Yeah.
Right. With stagger, then, this is such a stupid thing. Because it's sort of to allow it to remain in my area of control, I'm going to be trying to put stagger underneath this one, and then sort of drag it through the air to slam down onto this one.
Okay. Go ahead and make me the attack then, please.
Now I believe I'm going to drop Great Weapon Master on this because I believe I can do that for every attack.
Yep, you get to choose.
And I also... Could I make any argument for flanking against this one?
If you were, unfortunately, because your primary target is one that isn't flanking, it won't carry over to the other one, unfortunately.
Alright, alternative. Could I hook this one and slam it into this one? Because actually that would be a lot better for me.
I will also say on the same premise, due to the nature of this being an attack with intent, the Sentinel's not exactly going to be able to help you with the flanking purposes of
That's
this.
fair. That's fair. Okay, then this one into this one.
Okay.
Because even though the Sentinel is there, there's also two methods there. So if this one explodes and does any damage, that's objectively better.
You have seen that they take no damage
They
from
are
each
immune
other.
to their own damage.
Oh, well then fine. This one over to this one. Ugh, boring.
Alright,
But
go ahead.
fine.
Go ahead and make me the attack. So without the extra d6, because the Giant Smite's only once.
Oh, that's true. Sorry.
It's alright.
Let me just move those slightly over so I can... Come on, you little piece of shit. So that would be what they had, +5 to their AC?
Yeah.
Okay, so I dropped my Great Weapon Master, so that means I just have my normal +10. So 21, does that still apply?
21, that will still hit. Yeah.
Excellent.
So that's 11
plus 7.
11 plus 7, so 18. As you lift this one up and swing it down onto this one, I'll say this one takes the full 18 and this one's going to take half, so it takes 9, which causes it to explode.
Hell yeah.
So this one is now gone. Go ahead and roll me a
Nicely
Constitution saving throw, please.
That is very reasonable.
It's unlikely you'll fail, but there's a chance.
It's possible.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, that's like a 26.
Yeah,
You never know.
you take half damage. I actually rolled max, so you take 4 points of force damage. Look, they're methods. These are CR 3 creatures. They're not meant for this level of play. 4, yeah, which is then halved to 2.
Oh, boy. Oh, hello. I'm doing Jennifer Coolidge now. It's a work in progress, okay?
Is that the end of your go?
I
He
think
does have a
so.
fantastic voice.
Okay.
I do think that's all I can manage thus far.
Okay. Vinny, it is your go.
Okay. Right, it's been a rough start so far. I'm already down to full hit points.
Like I said, remember, this is a marathon. You've got at least 4 rounds of
Yeah.
combat.
In
I've
fairness, they
lost
took out
20.
that 6 in like 2 explosions. So. Right. I'm going to be attacking this blue mephit here in front of me.
Okay.
With Songwriter. This will probably be a slashing flourish if it hits.
Okay, go for it.
But let's see. And yeah, he's next to a. Yeah, he's next to a sentinel. So this will sneak attack.
Yep.
22 to hit.
22 does indeed hit.
Yes. I am going to slash and flourish.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'll roll that for you.
Oh, nice. And that does it to
Beautiful.
both the first
8.
and the second target, right?
Yes, the second target is going to be this other blue one.
Okay, so this one takes 8. And then the first one takes how much? We still have the
Advantage on that one.
reroll for the advantage on that. Okay, so that is 21 plus 7, right?
Yes, so 28.
28 damage. Okay, that one is very badly wounded. Very good first hit.
Okay, yeah, I take one step forward for a wide swing, and then I'm gonna take like a quick slash upwards to try and finish off this one with my offhand attack.
Okay, go for it.
Nothing special. Ooh. That's a 14 to hit.
Just hits.
Okay, that already rolled max. So
Yeah, they're methods.
yeah, 13 slashing. With
13 slashing. Okay, this one goes poof.
against that one.
So, Romulus, Vinny, and the Sentinel all need to make Constitution saving throws, please.
Oh boy, here I go saving again.
Not max this time. Hey, a Sentinel
Oh
saved.
no!
So it takes
I
half and then
got
half again.
I only got a 12.
So it takes 1 point of damage. Okay, you succeed.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
The DC's
Okay,
10.
and that's a
They're
yeah,
methods.
that's a 13 from me.
Okay, Chris, you realize that if we were doing like rolls as written, I literally could not fail.
A natural
even
1
with
can.
a 1.
Does natural
I
1 is
know,
minus
I know.
5.
I know. I said
Yeah.
rolls as written.
Oh,
That's why I
rolls
said
as
it.
written. Uh-huh.
It was a whole
If
thing.
it were only -1 because you had Kirv's aura, could you still fail?
Oh shit!
No.
You don't currently, but if
No.
you did.
Not currently, no.
No, but if I did, that would put me back at 10, which would be a success. That's incredible.
Well, don't worry.
Alright, how much damage do we take?
Well, you take 1, because you take half of 6 is 3, and then half of that because you're raging is 1. Vinny, what did you get?
Incredible.
13.
Yep, you're fine. So yours goes from half of 6, you take 3 points of force damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. End of your go?
Is there any point in moving?
I'm sorry, I didn't comment on this
Which
before. That
ones?
is the best bear art ever.
It's so cute, isn't it?
Gonna move 1 space.
Okay.
Moving into the space of the one I murdered.
Okay.
Kind of stepping through the small explosion.
As the crystals begin to form into these heavier onset creatures,
Oh.
you see the dark purple crystal begin to manifest, kind of these wispy blue lines of ley energy surging off of them, as these are arcane elementals.
Smash.
Oof.
So, we start with a green arcane elemental. Okay, the arcane elemental is going to
Fuck off! What is that?
That's technically better.
Yeah.
Okay. I need
Yeah, I
to,
like it.
I'm
too.
going to move
It
him
just
to one
aims it directly
side, so
down.
there we go. Okay, so as the elemental sees what's going on, you watch as it lifts both of its hands and slams them into the ground as this surge of energy shoots out in a 30-foot cone. I would like Ellie, Azera, Kirv, Terador, Romulus, and Vinny to all make Constitution saving throws, please. And the Mephits don't have to because they are immune to this effect.
Steve, we chose the right place to
boy.
be.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, that's what I was worried as soon as it appeared. I thought, oh, here we go. But
It's like, oh, it's next to you, and then it was like, no,
Yeah,
there's a
I was about to
ritual
say, it's
going
like,
on.
oh, like,
they're all facing inwards.
Okay. 27?
Which, just,
Azera's going to use his
yeah, there
reaction
is.
on his own roll because he rolled a natural 1. He rolled a second natural 1. Oh no. So Azera fails. This is bad for him.
Yeah.
What was the total you got, Romulus?
Oh, just a mere 27.
Yep, you save, so you'll take half damage from this. Vinny?
Natural 20, so 29.
You will take
Ooh.
half damage from this.
nice.
Ellie?
Me and Terador both got exactly the same, 22.
Okay, you both succeed, so you'll both take half damage from this. Go ahead and roll your Constitution saving throw. Base DC is 10 for this. Kirv?
21.
21. You succeed, so you'll take half damage from this. And Azera takes the full. So, all of you take 11 points of force damage. Azera takes 22.
Oh my god.
Right.
11. Jeez.
Okay, and now Azera has to roll wild magic. He failed to save. 32. That is... Oh! He's transported to the Astral Sea.
What?
Oh god! No!
Oh.
Okay,
Oh no.
this wild magic... Okay. This is interesting, actually. So, Azera is transported to the Astral Sea. Because the teleportation barriers are up around Zakas currently, he would be shredded.
Ooh.
But because the ley
Oh.
current is currently opened through the ritual that Ellie is currently running... So, Ellie, if you lose concentration before it gets round to Azera's next go, Azera's dead.
So basically, I need to not fuck this up because 1, I will start the apocalypse, and 2, Zera dies.
Yes.
Cool.
So, no pressure. Is it until you previous occupation in aerospace? Until the end of your next turn. Okay, so it's at the end of his turn. Okay. Well, that's that one's go. We then move to the blue Mephits, who are now going to move into the relevant spaces to move up closer. This one's going to move up here. This one's going to move here, as they now know who the real threat is at the moment. It's the ritual person.
Great.
This one's going to flank. They have the intelligence, because they are arcane Mephits. This one, by the way, notably, is going to stay next to you, Beau. Actually, I'll say he moves there, just to make a point. This Mephit makes a save. It fails, so it takes 20 points of radiant damage, and this goes down to 10 health. And then this one makes the save as well and succeeds, so it takes 10 damage, and the Guardian of Faith is gone. Okay. So all of the Mephits are now going to make attacks. Each Mephit gets 1 attack each. Advantage versus Romulus. Oh, 17 misses.
I made a good choice.
The attack versus Ellie, they have in this instance they do not have advantage, so because you succeed the fairy fire, so these are just flat rolls.
Is this the one next to me?
Yes.
Okay. The Sentinel.
Sentinel? Okay.
Get fucked.
Ellie, does a 20 hit? Dirty 20.
No.
Okay. No. Because you've got your Titan armor and your Sentinel ward up, right?
Titanor, yeah,
Oh,
I've got
wait,
an AC
hold on.
of 22.
That one would have advantage from flanking. My apologies, because they are on opposite sides. That doesn't matter. Roll a natural
Again, I
5 in
am
second.
Not advantage. It's
Oh,
I
that's
am
a plus 4.
sentineling to smack
That's
it to
right, it's
shit.
not advantage, it's plus 4. So that would be... Oh no, it's plus their
Is
proficiency.
it plus 4?
No, it's,
Yeah.
it's plus their proficiency. So does a 22 hit, Ellie?
That hits, yeah.
Yes! The method hit! Okay.
18
Pterodon
damage.
take a hit. It.
18.
Wait,
so-
18? No, that's not right. Oh, I've been doing that wrong. It's because it's not a plus 10, it's a 7. So it's actually plus 11 plus 9, 20 damage.
20 damage. Okay.
Yep.
So that method takes 20 points of damage, and Pterodor takes the hit.
Yeah.
Pterodor takes a whopping 7 points of
feasibly-
magical slashing damage.
Incredible.
Worth it. And the one and the other one opposite is going to make an attack against you. With its plus 2, that is a 17. That misses. And then this one is going to also make an attack against you. And that's cocked. And that misses. Okay. This one's going to make an attack versus Vinny. And then these two are both going to try and wail on the Sentinel. But I'll do that during turn. Oh, that might actually hit Vinny. 22.
Does hit.
Yay! You take a whopping 8 points of slashing damage as with its claws it grabs and rakes across you. You take the damage. If you were level 1 again, this would hurt, but you're not. You're more experienced.
Hmm.
Not no.
I mean, I'm not in any danger at the moment, but this
No.
is going to start adding up.
Yeah.
Slowly.
We'll figure something out.
That's right. Okay, and that will end those methods goes. I will roll for these guys in a mo. Ellie, go ahead and roll me an intelligence check for you and for Pterodor, please. So which one's yours?
The double's obviously going to be mine. Oh, no, I know, that's for a save.
Yeah, that's for a save.
Right.
So it's...
Left's mine, right's Pterodor.
Okay. Did you roll the first one with advantage, or...?
No, I didn't.
Okay, that's right. So left yours, that's 16.
Yep, that's 16, and Pterodor got a 13. Because mine is 3.
13. I'll say Pterodor is currently just maintaining the ideal of protecting you, is going to just hold up the reactions to try and take the hits for you.
Which is absolutely fine.
Okay.
And that is what will happen, and that ends my turn.
Okay. The Mephits that were fighting the Centurion, only one of them hit, which is wonderful. So that Centurion has taken more damage. Oh no, he's resistant. Never mind, so he's down to that. Okay, and now it is the Centurion's go. So, the lair actions now kick in because major elementals have showed up. So, all sentinels that are currently alive gain a bonus +3 to their to hit and damage. So this will help with the following turn. I think after we've gotten through the lair action and the stuff, we'll end our session with Beau being up next turn. So I will just quickly resolve these. And we'll see what happens. Actually, you know what? I will skip. You know what? I'll skip the sentinels doing their attacks, and I'll just move straight to the elemental, and I'll do the other stuff off stream. So this elemental is going to. In this moment, it is going to move up and is going to make 2 slam attacks versus Pterodor. That is going to miss. And, oh wait, no, it has the plus from the others, and these guys have higher proficiency. So does a 14 hit Pterodor?
Just be friends? No.
No, okay. And then, what's their ability? Alright, that. Okay, and the second attack, which is a 16, I assume also misses.
Yeah, misses.
Okay, as it goes up and it takes to make 2 heavy swings versus Terrador, you hear the sound of crystal meeting stone in these heavy hits, but they aren't doing as much as it might like. Okay. And I think before we get to Beau and whatever he might decide to do for his turn, we'll end there for now, as more arcane things begin to materialize slowly but surely across the room. So, for the stream and everyone watching, thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week when they continue this marathon of a fight. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. If he makes us
Bye.
run this for 3
Bye.
sessions, and help.